Good evening, race fans, and welcome to BSTV. You've joined us for the TCR Challenge Cup. We're still in season 13, not long to go till season 14, really, though. And we are at the penultimate race week. And we've got 4 rounds to go, 2 here, and then 2 next week. And I can't remember where that is, even though I read it not that long ago. This is rounds 21 and 22, and we are at Hockenheim. We're on the Grand Prix circuit, the one that hopefully everybody's familiar with from various different things like F1 and all the other series in the real world that go there. And if you're an iRacer, you might be familiar with this track. I'm Pete Bingham, and I'm joined in the booth by Sir Alan of Toon, as always. Good evening, Sir Alan.
Good evening, Pete. Good evening, folks. We're here at this audacious sporting venue. It's going to be great because it's a fantastic circuit and these cars will enjoy it.
Yes.
We're going to enjoy it, won't we?
We will. So we're in the heart of Germany. We've got a 23-degree track. It is early morning. Since the original schedule came out, this is in the officials' world has moved to an evening race. So this one's set in the morning as per the original schedule. So it's caught a few of the drivers out already, and they're so some of them, particularly Wobbly, were just moaning all the time. But never mind. That's what he does. That's not exactly true, but that's what I'm making you all believe. So he's not here to argue otherwise. So that's good, isn't it?
It's very nice light, Pete, isn't it?
Isn't it?
It's
lovely.
more than light.
See, we wouldn't have got this if it was in the evening, would we?
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Wobbly tried to make me believe, make others believe that it was the atmosphere that had changed, which is why he wasn't quick. Anyway, so good evening to Anthony Jacobson on the chat. Maybe the season after, he said, maybe the season after next for a return to this for Anthony Jacobson. And David Ayres says he should be, certainly now his PC is all sorted. I'm in the middle of a PC build as well, so should be improved graphics on the stream in future broadcasts, hopefully, if I can get it all sorted. But Hockenheim, Alan, it's a track that I'm neutral on, if I'm being brutally honest. I enjoy it in certain cars, and I do like it in the TCR, to be fair. There are certain aspects of it though which are not are they unique? I don't know. I know there's a lot of people like the start-finish straight with the super fast right-hand kink. There's in the officials you can take a naughty little off-track there and gain some time. How do you go around here?
Well, funny enough, I've done pretty well around here. I'm with you. I think it's great in the TCRs. It's also great in the GT3s.
Right.
The GT cars also go well around here. But yeah, I always enjoy it. It. To me, it's got a bit of everything. It's got a wicked hairpin that is, even when you know it's coming, it can still catch you out. You know, you can be preparing for half an hour, and it'll still get you on the wrong side of it. And it's got some. I think it suits attacking drivers, Pete. You know, it's got plenty of places where there's hard braking going on, good attacking chance, plenty of width in the circuit. I think you'll see some tasty battling going on.
I do as well. Wobbly has caught everybody on the hop. Nearly caught out by his own teammate who's behind him, but he's out first for this qualifying session, if you wondered what just happened. So we've got 15 minutes of qualifying, then we've got a 20-minute race with no pit stop requirement, and then a 40-minute race with an absolute pit stop requirement, unless we have been proven this season already. We can go into a yellow situation where we get block track, but the track is very wide here, isn't it, at Hockenheim, Alan? It's going to be a difficult track to block, if that makes sense.
Yeah, no, and this is definitely an attacking circuit. I think the quality of drivers we've got in this league, there's very little chance you're going to defend for very long around here.
True.
I don't see how you can, you know, I just don't. We see these guys magically produce overtaking opportunities on tracks where you think it's next to impossible.
I know, it's crazy, isn't it? And speaking of the standard, let's have a look at the standard. So the standings are as follows. Miguel Freitas is your championship leader at the minute on 1182. We're on the right-hand column, just as a reminder. We have Sam Blees, our current reigning champion on 1,072, so 110 behind. It will take Miguel to be not finishing or starting some of these races in order for Sam to be able to lever that away from him, I think. But you never know what happens, do you? Stranger things have happened. Gary Craig is slowly creeping up this table, Alan. And he did this last season, didn't he? He just stalks his way to the top. So he's 66 points behind Sam Blease. He could easily leave a second place away from Sam. That is not beyond Gary Craig. Spencer McCarthy, who I think is still on holiday. He's on holiday for like 16 weeks. Is on 960 points, so he's not going to benefit any. But Wobbly will in 5th. He's here tonight, back after his holidays in real life. I mean, we're in holiday season, aren't we, Alan? So generally, leagues reduce down at this time of year.
Yes, well, you know, numbers have been really good, Pete, considering it is the height of the holiday season.
Yeah. I mean, tonight we've got, it must be about 16 or 17 races. I can't really work it out until the numbers pop up on my screen on the left. But yeah, Cal Hardy just sat outside the top 5 and not far from it either, which is good performance from him. He's still the most forward of the result cars, so well done to him. Let's move on to team standings, which is utterly dominated by Impulse Racing, but with Wobbly not being here for a few weeks, it's opened up the door for Hydro Race Geodesic Racing White, which is Stephen Walker, past champion, and Sam Blease, current reigning champion, to close that gap, and they have done. They've reduced it by a massive amount, Alan, and they're only like, what's that, 250 points behind?
Yeah, but I've got to say, Impulse deserved every bit of their lead.
Oh God, yes. Absolutely.
Wobbly's back, so I don't imagine they're too worried.
No, they won't be worried at all. It has been an imperious performance by them. In the Impulse team, they are absolutely a class apart. Such finesse with overtaking and speed, just overall speed. It's a privilege to watch. And then BSTV in 3rd place there, Safeguard by result in 4th, and Hydro Race Racing Forces in 5th. They're doing a brilliant job, actually. And yeah, we hope to see them move further forward in this.
BSTV, look at those.
I know, 3rd place.
I think that's, you know, that's
cracking, isn't it? Yeah.
I really think that's worthy of mention, because that's tough going. You know, these guys are hard driving, hard racing every week, and to be on a podium is really quite handsome.
Yeah, too right. No JB tonight for BSTV Blue, and no Adam for BSTV. So Gary's on his own. That might put the team position at threat, but let's talk about driver of the meeting. So Miguel is top of the pile on this one as well. And Jamie Wilson sharing it with Jamie Wilson right now. Then we've got Gary Craig, Lee Bowden, Sam Blease and Freddie Van Eekhoven, all on 3rd place, as it were. And then we've got a whole bunch of drivers on 1 point and not yet in the top lot. And then Sir Alan's Safe Driver Award, Alan. So, Jamie Jeffrey still holds it.
Dominating performance by Jamie.
He's doing brilliantly, isn't he? Yeah. Gary Craig has taken over 2nd place from Fiona, who's dropped down a little bit after last week. And then Demis Tictular, look at that, a Hydro Race Racing Forces driver in 3rd place and doing brilliantly well. Nearly on a par with Gary Craig and making his way forward to the Jamie Jeffrey position.
Yeah, you know, in those fantastic fighting performances at the start with the reverse grids, hasn't he? So that can't hurt when you're sitting there in the front for quite a long time.
Oh, definitely.
And he's done some formidable fast driving.
Oh, he's done some really good stuff. I mean, he's I think he's the highest performing of the Audi drivers. We don't have Stefan in the league at this point in the season, and it'll be good to get Stefan back. Hopefully he'll rejoin us once holiday season and work's over and driving around Nürburgring, all the other things that he does is finished. And then Jamie Wilson in 5th there with Freddie Van Eekhoven, the other Hydro Race Racing Forces driver, just outside the top 5. So a high quality field. We've got a very high quality field, very safe, great sportsmanship, very fast, uber fast. As Miguel has just proven, yet again, he's the first driver in the 148s.
148.
I know, that's cracking.
Say it again, honestly.
Yeah. I wonder if he's getting a tow. He was getting a tow, and he's about to repay the favour, I think. Wobbly's let him go there so that he can get in now on that fast lap time. Oh no, it is Miguel behind now. Oh, okay, right, okay. Right, let's go on board. Where's on board? There's on board. We'll follow Wobbly. We're on board with Miguel into the penultimate turn here. Run it out to that rumble strip, but don't hit that rubber rumble strip at all. The rubber sausage rather. Wide on the outside to get a good run here. Down the start finish straight, and then into turn 1. This is crackers, this turn. You can easily pick up a 1x and invalidate your lap there as he goes faster again. And Wobbly's now in the 148s and he's just taken the lead, actually, or taken the provisional pole position. Turn 2, very sharp right-hander, hairpin, and then into this sweeping parabolica, which goes on for an enormous amount of time. There's a few configs of this track that cut this a bit shorter, but we're on the Grand Prix. Look at the sun in their eyes, Alan.
Oh my word, that could affect things, you know, Pete, because some people are very sensitive to this light when it gets like that in your eyes.
Very much so.
That's a long time as well in that direction, followed by this really shocker of a hairpin, isn't it?
I know, you could easily lose the people you're racing with in that sun, I think.
Yeah.
Then there's this short run here into this right-hander into the stadium complex. The next one's a left-hander, and it's quite sharp, this. Second gear normally in the cars that I drive. Lovely line from Miguel, very controlled, and you got this little tiny chicane-ish thing before you blast it out here. You got to get off the gas for a little while, roll that sausage curve. You want to be tyres on top of it. Wobbly gets out of the way so he's not impeding his teammate. He's already drafted him all the way through here. That might have been an off-track just there, I'm not sure. And then finish it off with this left-hander here. Well, the camber's massively with you on that one, and here. And then we're where we started at the penultimate corner. You ride it through here in third gear, get the bit of that sausage curve, keep it tight on the inside here, lots of green Astro or whatever it is, green tarmac, and then fire it across the line.
Yeah, that last section's wicked, isn't it? It just flows very nicely if you get it right, but if you get it wrong, you see an awful lot of people getting off on the green, don't you?
You do, and with that sun, unless it changes significantly between now and the end of qualifying, I think we're in for a dramatic start to this this sprint race. Seeing Michael Seal, who's joined us again, he is doing all right, actually. He's very fast, isn't he?
Oh, yeah, he's a good, quick driver is Michael. He doesn't have the time to put in that. If he had the time, you know, he'd be a serious contender in anything, but he doesn't. He has to work hard and put in a lot of hours, and so he doesn't have the time to practice and put in that. It'd be great if he could have.
Yeah.
He doesn't, you know, so.
Well, time is one of those things that none of us have enough of, I don't think.
Yeah. But he does great. He's brave, and he's just got that natural born skill. You know, the people who are just good drivers without they don't have to think about it much.
No, definitely. And who else have we got in? Alex Lado, who must be in for Demis because Demis isn't here. Oh no, Demis is here, and Freddie's here. Right, we've got 3 Racing Forces cars tonight.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah, that's a good showing, that. Right, so Alex is in Racing Forces, even though it is also sporting the Hydra Race sponsor livery, and then the other team, which is the 2 Audis, are Hydra Race Racing Forces. So the 2 Audis of Demis, who's on your screen now, and Freddie, who is... Where's Freddie? There he is.
Here he is.
Both in Audis, and are both in the same team together. Right.
That great livery as well. I really like that livery.
Yeah, Tony Walker, who's racing this season as a privateer. No Spectre 6 for him. That's a point. You know, I wonder if Spectre will come back next season. You know, with flashy Elmore and Russ and Stephen might rejoin his original team, or he might be having too much fun racing with Sam Blees. So in the standings at the minute, on the left-hand side of your screen there, you will see that Miguel and Wobbly, both Impulse racers, have the top 2 spots provisionally, and then Stephen and Sam, both in Hydro Race Geodesic Racing white cars, have got the third and fourth places. It's fairly dominant, isn't it? Really. There we go. Just to prove
we've
the point.
seen this before, and Spencer's not here. Otherwise, he would be the 5th member of that crew.
Yep, definitely.
And you're guaranteed pretty much that if you've got those 5 in the field, they're going to be at the top.
Yeah.
So we shouldn't be surprised at that.
No, and you can see.
But it still doesn't mean that it's going to be a walkover in the race either.
No, definitely not. I mean, Gary Craig isn't far off them. Only 3/10 at the minute. I think it's 3/10.
And creeping.
No, it's 1/10.
Oh, I thought he was up to 3rd. Did you notice? I mean, he's doing a fantastic job again this season, and I think he's faster than ever.
Yes, I do. He's super controlled with it as well. And then another one who's surprised me this season, very, very fast, Lee Bowden, Carl Hardy's teammate. He's super rapid.
He's really come in and found his feet straight away. Great asset to the safeguard squad. And it's nice that Carl's got such a great partner, because they run very close to the same pace. And we know how improved Carl is over the last few seasons. He's really raised his game. So he's got a really good partner now, really. And they run together quite often in the racing, and it's because they're so closely matched, and that's good pairing.
Yeah, I've got used to seeing Lee Bowden racing with Carl and with Gary as well, which is no mean feat, it has to be said.
No, absolutely not. And it was one of the signs to me when Carl started getting better, was when he started being around Gary more.
Right,
He was often fifth place runner, I'm thinking, crikey, Carl's well into the top 10 now. He used to be outside the top 10, well outside the top 10, and now he's well inside the top 10, and you're thinking, crikey. And that's genuine performance, so he runs in the top 5 now quite often.
Yeah.
And that's a massive improvement. That's a 10th place improvement in the last 5 seasons.
I just heard somebody crash and engine explode. I'm not sure who it is at the minute. Might have been Matt Flannery. That was the latest one that appeared on my screen. He's also very quick. I think the Honda has suffered at certain tracks. No, it wasn't him. Oh, maybe it was. No, maybe it wasn't. He was just letting somebody through. I don't know who that was then. Let's go live again. And who else have we got? Jamie Wilson's in the pits.
Matt
Sorry?
looking good. Nice to see Matt looking good and still out there.
And Jamie Jeffrey on the screens at the minute with his unicorn-powered Elantra. And that is the end of qualifying. So let me run us through the runners and riders for
hyperdrive then.
yeah, round 21 here at Hockenheim. Miguel Freitas is your poleman. Only 4 hundredths, is that? Yeah, hundredths of a second behind was Wobbly, his teammate. The second row is an all Geodesic Racing white affair of Stephen Walker and Sam Blees, in that order. 5th will be Gary Craig for BSTV. Lee Bowden will go off 6th for Safeguard. His teammate will be on the other side of the track to him in 7th, Carl Hardy. Alex Sevillano Ledo will go off 8th for Racing Forces. Jamie Jeffrey will go off 9th for CCL. 10th will be Freddie Van Eekhoven for Hydro Race Racing Forces. Tony Walker will go off 11th. Demis Ticcilar will go off 12th for Hydro Race Racing Forces. 13th will be Matt Flannery for Hydro Race Geodesic Racing. Michael Seal will go off 14th for Result Clothing. Jamie Wilson will go off 15th for Team Chimera, and 16th will be Fiona Siddons tonight. So let's find a camera which affords us a very good view of the field. That one looks like the one for me. I don't know which camera to use best going through that kink at the start on turn 1, but we'll find one. And then Let's see what happens here, Alan. Any predictions for winners in this sprint race? You got to put some money on these impulse guys, haven't you?
Yes, you can live in hope, and you can be hopeful and expectation, and but realistically, you'd have to favour them. I always fancied somebody else though, and I would Stephen would be a good call for me.
Yeah, lights are coming on, and we are go. They didn't hold them at all. Nobody got caught out. That looked like a pretty steady and even start.
They're all good starters, aren't they?
Yeah.
And, we've got this first section with cold tyres, and that can be a bit hairy. These first hairpins are quite tight and landing.
Yeah, wobbly. Struggling at the start, Alan. He's nearly dropping 2 full positions here. He's definitely dropped 1 to Stephen, who's off to the races, and Wobbly's wide and on the grass. Now, Sam Blees has stopped or slowed right down. I don't know whether there was something going on there, and he's
maybe. I think Sam was maybe over at the side of the track, and maybe made it tight for him. So
maybe, but it didn't seem like he ran him out of track. So maybe not. I don't know. Oh yeah, he's letting him on the inside, is he, or is that not letting anybody? Yeah, it is, I think.
No, he's letting him.
There's a bit of kerfuffle behind. Everybody's safely through, though, eventually.
Was that Carl?
It was Carl, running a little bit super wide. And that's an overtake there from Demis on Carl. Carl's having a bit of a rough time here.
It's tight, isn't it? Look at this. If you lose a place,
you lose them all at the start.
It can be a chain gang.
Trying desperately to not lose any more. He's done all right there, and Matt Flannery now is going to be a victim here to Jamie, maybe.
He's managed to break that chain. When they're all close together like that and you lose your place, it's very hard to get back in it.
Yeah, Freddie Van Eekhoven getting all kinds of out of shape, and there's smoke ahead, and that is Sam Blees struggling on the tyres at the minute. That's what it looks like to me, anyway.
Well, this is a busy track. At the end of that first lap, it's really asking a lot of your tyres.
It really is, yeah. I'm going to jump on board with Gary here. We're through turn 1. We're heading down towards the very tight turn 2. I don't know whether I can get the map up. Yes, I can. It is a bit of a hairpin, this one. Not as much as the next one, obviously, but...
I really like this corner.
Yeah.
The car feeds in beautifully, doesn't it? And then you've got this huge sweep of a left-hander.
Yeah, and I want to see what the sun's doing to them. That's why I'm doing this. So it should get us about, there.
Yeah.
Comes out of the rear view mirror.
Right, hasn't it?
It's moved on. It's moved on.
So it's lighting up the track very nicely. So
yeah,
the track's looking splendid. Look at that. What a splendid sight that is.
I know. So Carl Hardy, right in the thick of this little train here.
Yeah, well, Jamie's at the... I mean... I'm surprised to see Jamie also so far back in the train.
We have to do a little salute to Jamie Jeffrey, who is up 3 places already and trying to track down Lee Bowden, he's really fast, isn't he? So, and then in front of Lee, of course, there is a little bit of a gap now.
It's a bit of air.
Yeah. Miguel, you would argue, is away at the races. He's gone. He's got a 1.3 second lead. A bit of sideways action there from Stephen Walker, who's got Gary Craig, who's usually very smooth on his tyres, and Wobbly now, who's got his tyres up to temperature. Oh, where's Gary going? I've cursed him.
Oh, so easily done there.
Isn't it?
It's so easy. This is just the tiniest misjudgment, and you're going wide, and these guys don't wait for a second invitation, do they?
No, they don't need a written one either. They just do it. That was Michael Steele getting a job done there, and Jamie Wilson putting a move on Demis Tigchalar. Carl Hardy just about to recover 1 position from a very out of shape Demis. Moving backwards is Demis at the minute.
First corner flat is a formidable challenge.
It really is, yeah. It's hero or zero every time you go around it. That Audi of Demis Tigchalar has got a massively caved in front end.
Well, 20-minute race. This is what it's. It's frantic, folks. They're only out there for 20 minutes. They've got to make it count. So he won't be looking for pit time. If the car's running, he'll stay out there and keep the fight going.
Yeah, Alex Lado really representing well here. He's the furthest forward Racing Forces car. He's got Sam Blees to tow him round potentially.
Wow. Well, if they change Sam's shadow, that's some driving, let me tell you.
Too right.
And of course, Alex is new to the league last week, wasn't he?
Yep, that was his first race. And he's clearly sorted out his gremlins. And now he's up with the fast ones. All the racing is back here. Everybody else. Oh dear.
Oh,
what was that?
Oh no.
That was Demis, who'd been having a rough time of things. Let me go and find that.
He's crunched that good, hasn't he?
Yeah, that's a whole bag full of damage. Here we go. So he's ahead of all these guys at this point.
What's going on?
Tucks it in here.
Does he get a nudge off Michael?
Well, sort of. He was. Yeah, he got onto the gravel, and Michael kind of had a face full of Audi. Let's just do that again, but let's go on board.
2 hopeless passengers there.
I think so. So this is what Michael sees. And Demis has already got loads of damage, actually, at the back of that car. I wonder if that's Audi shifted. Yeah, he didn't really have much to do there, did he?
No.
Or nowhere to go, rather. Yeah.
2 hopeless passengers, that was just unfortunate. Unfortunate for Demis, and lucky for Michael, really, that he didn't damage his car.
Yeah, and Demis has gone to pit lane for repairs.
Not surprised.
No. He'll be away pretty quick, of course, but let's see what's going on here, though, because, again, at this point in the field is all the action. Jamie Jeffrey is very, very close now to Sam Blees, though, so we might have to split to that in a second. But Carl Hardy trying to put a move here on Freddie and not managing it.
Wow,
this is the other battle.
Big circuit, there's some great braking zones where,
we go to so many tracks, Alan, where people say it's tough to overtake around here, but I don't think that's the case here at Hockenheim. I think there's loads of opportunities.
Oh, I think so as well, Pete. I think it's a real attacker's circuit. It's so hard to defend.
Yeah, the track's massively wide for a start. If you can really size someone up for an overtake in 3 or 4 corners time on a number of places around the track. I find it quite an exciting track for that reason. Other cars I struggle around here with just to get pace, which is why I was saying at the start I'm a bit on the fence with it. But I know there are some people in this series. Gary Craig loves this place. He finds that first turn hilarious. Because
I've had good results here.
Have you?
Yeah, in my Ferrari. I love bringing the Ferrari here.
Right. Okay.
Oh God, yeah, in the official races, top 5 finishers in my Ferrari in officials. It feels great, and this is just a fantastic circuit. Even I can overtake people in this circuit.
Right. Okay.
I'm the world's worst overtaker.
No, I've seen you in that Clio. You're a demon. An overtaking demon. Right, this is going to come to a head, these 4 cars, I think. And the 4 cars a little bit further down the track are getting a bit tasty as well.
Busy. It's busy.
There's inappropriate touching, Alan. Freddie's going to get relegated right to the back of this group.
Of course, if he's slowing them down and letting the gap develop in front of them, I don't suppose they're bothered.
I'm very happy to inform all viewers that Demis is back running again after his repairs. So he's probably going to get good points, even at the back of this field. There's not a lot. Well, we're in holiday season, aren't we? So there's only 16 races instead of nearly 30, which is what we've had at other points.
So he's going to get, well, absolutely, come back and finish the race. That's the spirit, and that's what we like to see.
Certainly is. I'm going to move forward to where Sam Blees and Lee Bowden are. So Jamie Jeffrey been dropped by Sam now. Obviously got the hang of the tyres. And trying to put pressure on Lee. If he does get past Lee, he's got 3.8 seconds of empty space in front of him till he gets to Gary Craig.
Oh, this is an interesting battle because Lee has got great straight line speed,
Yes.
and
But will that
so
just
it's going to
lend
be down
its...
to yeah. Is it going to be down to on the brakes?
Yeah, maybe. Alex Lado in the background there, very late on the brakes. He's on the wrong side to do anything with it, but... see what Sam Blees can manage to manufacture from the Parabolica on this attempt.
Well, you know, Sam's he is magic at this kind of thing, isn't he? Getting
Yes.
making space out of nowhere and just finding that bit of pace when he needs it out of nowhere.
Oh, we've got to watch that. That was Stephen Walker getting a position. And I think I've just missed Sam Blees getting his position for that reason as well. So we will watch this. Oh no, it wasn't. It was Stephen Walker defending his position. That's what I was watching. So we'll go through this and forensically analyse it. So it pops out of the toe on the favourable side for the hairpin. Gets right alongside, doesn't give Lee any ability to move across the track at all. And that is his corner by the end of it. And Jamie Jeffrey behind does the same thing.
Yeah.
Very nice.
Classic manoeuvre by Sam.
Yeah.
Nothing Lee could do about that. It doesn't
No.
matter who you are, you can't defend against that. And it's just what we were saying to him last week. You know, sometimes you're just too good, you guys.
Yeah, we are at the halfway point now, and Wobbly is seeing his teammates slowly, not massively, but just slowly disappearing. It's 1.6 seconds is Miguel's lead now. It was 1.3, so he's drawn it out a little. That'll be a 1x for Wobbly on a bit of a wide line through turn 1. It's a feature of this track. I'm just going to move to a different battle quickly, because this is Alex Lado, who's just been overtaken actually by Jamie Jeffrey. No, he hasn't. He's just been defending from Alex. That's Jamie.
We've still got, what, 3 or 4 battles going on, tight and intense.
Yep.
And no chance of easing off as well.
No, not at all. It's very exciting actually.
I'm just... Wobbly's got past Stephen. I was just wondering about
Oh,
that.
has he? Well, he's super wide at the hairpin.
yeah.
That might have been a sacrificial off track to get an overtake done. So I don't know whether that'll get repaid at some point, because I think this involves some off-track antics. I think if this was Formula 1, he'd possibly be told to give the position back for track limits. Or maybe not. Stephen absolutely stopped the car, really. So I do believe that Wobbly was super wide, but I think it was equal amounts Stephen Walker stopping it.
Yeah, I don't think there's anything to say about that, really.
No, it's, I thought for a minute, just looking at it after the event, that Wobbly had done it through...
A Wobbly kind of overtake, really, but, you know.
Yeah. So that is Impulse. As we were saying before, they are so impressive in positions 1 and 2. Stephen Walker there in 3rd now. Gary Craig in 4th, keeping his nose clean. 5th is Sam Blees, Stephen Walker's teammate.
Expecting Sam to close the gap a bit now.
Yeah, I wonder how lucky Stephen Walker's going to be in an interview later.
Well, I'd like to see him go a little bit luckier.
Yeah, that'd be good.
Well, I would have liked to have seen him closing on Miguel and giving us a really exciting last 5 minutes where they battled it out.
Yeah, that would be very good indeed. Tony Walker keeping quite a low profile, but keeping his car clean, getting good points.
Yeah, good pace.
Good pace, yeah.
Because this is fast track, isn't it? It's clear that if you're a fast driver, you're going to be opening the gap because it's just lending itself to the speed merchants.
Very much so, yeah.
They just carry the pace through one of these corners, and they carry so much pace around the bends, and that's the art, isn't it? And then, of course, they've got such long straights where you can exacerbate that difference, that tenth that they've got going around the corner.
Yep. And that is it. It's flow and momentum in this car, isn't it? Front wheel drive, so you've got a bit of drag out the corner, but that is it. It's drag. It's not push like on a rear wheel drive car.
Oh no, they dive into the corners, don't they, Pete? I mean, you know, they nose dive. It's a fantastic feeling, you know. The sensation through the force feedback in these cars is second to none. There's nothing else on the surface that feels quite like these. They give you a powerful, powerful reaction through the steering. You know exactly where you are in this car.
You do, much more so, I'd say, than the Clio, where you don't look at the brake pedal for fear that it'll just destroy you. I suffer with that more than a lot of the others that we race with on Fridays. Just on that, this Friday we'll see the rerun of last week. We had some technical issues at BSTV last week, so the race never happened, even though Alan's claiming the victory and the points at the moment. Anyway, it's with the stewards, that one.
I was there, did the race.
Yeah,
so
you
all
did.
I'll say about that.
You did. So yeah, there is another version of it, let's say, then running this Friday, and that's Brands Hatch.
I know. I would look forward to that one as much as I was looking forward to the last one. I love that circuit, and you know, I only drove it because I love that circuit in that car as well. It's a fantastic combination, and it's a pleasure to drive it.
So we've got a group of 4 closing in on one another a bit too fast, one might say. That was Matt Flannery, sorry, that Michael Seal nearly got.
Wicked tight hipping, weren't they? So easy to get the car sideways, isn't it? If you just overcook it just by a fraction.
Yeah, let's just
back end comes round, isn't it?
Let's have a quick look at that. I think he's just got in too hot and it's spun the car. Closing. Tried his desperate most to avoid Jamie.
Done that so many times there.
Yeah.
Still, I learned my lesson and got the approach right, and it's all about getting the right angle of approach. Difficult when you're in somebody else's boot.
Yeah, the aero probably lifted the front of his car up and reduced his braking capability.
Let's have
a look at what's going on here. This is Jamie Wilson. Starting to have to defend from Michael Seal.
He's chasing Carl, so he's got a friendly person to chase. Carl's doing 49, so he's actually lapping quite well here.
He is. He's very quick.
Miguel's doing 49, so that's great lap times. That's the people in 10th and 11th and doing these fantastic sub 150 laps.
Yeah, so let's go through the field at the minute. We've only got a few minutes to go. It's gone very quick. Miguel is your race leader. It's going to be a flag to flag for Miguel. Wobbly is closing him down. I think Wobbly's got the fastest lap time. Let's just see if that is the case. Yes, fastest lap time. The only driver in the 148s at the moment.
Look at that.
I know, it's crazy, isn't it? Stephen Walker is in 3rd place, last of the podium positions at the moment. Gary Craig is in 4th, like I said, keeping it clean, keeping out of massive trouble, but still super fast. Sam Blees will come into view next. Not getting the pressure from Lee Bowden in 6th yet. And then we've got a bit of a jump, 1.9 seconds before we get to Jamie Jeffrey, who has Alex Sevillano-Lado in close company for Racing Forces.
It looks to me like Lee's really trying very hard. He's driving the wheels off that car, trying to stay with Sam. But that's a big ask for anybody. But, you know, he's well in there with the mid-49s, the same as Sam is, and he's putting up a heck of a fight here.
He really is, yeah. That's the white flag that's out. You can just see it there at the top of your screens now. Barney's got the white flag and he's waving it good and full. So, Miguel, unless he suddenly has some technical issue, I think, is going to romp imperiously home here to yet another victory. He's not going to get the fastest lap unless he's absolutely managed to muller that gas pedal on this
He'll
final
be trying.
He will, yeah.
But you look at how close everybody are. We can see 4th place within ample of yards.
Well,
that's fairly intense racing.
Yeah, it is. 3 seconds covers the first 3, and then there's a bit of a jump to Gary.
Good points again for Gary.
Oh yeah.
Comfortable lap times.
Yeah,
and,
good solid results.
Points.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
He's in front of Sam. That's really good going. He's just been in front of Sam. And there's Lee and Jamie and Alex. This is they're doing really great top 10 drives.
very, very much so. Yeah, a couple of people up positions from the start, but one man who isn't, and he's happy with that, is Miguel Freitas, who is going to bring this back for a flag-to-flag victory. Probably drove within himself, and there you go. Flashing of the lights and weaving of the car, same as his teammate who finishes second, and Stephen Walker in third, with Gary not that far back, really, in fourth. Sam Blees.
No, they're not really very spread out at all, considering how hard they've been driving.
Yeah.
Because everybody was melting their tyres tonight. This is a racing circuit, and
oh yeah,
it was
really
hard
is.
sprinting and hard braking. Fantastic.
No, it was very good. Fiona finishing her lap. Who else is finishing at the minute? Matt Flannery looks to be through. Yeah.
Demis is coming in.
And Demis will be rewarded with some points, and it's all to drive for in the feature race.
Easy finished on the lead lap.
Oh yeah, yeah.
And that's with a pit stop for Demis, and he's still well in the lead lap.
Oh yeah, yeah. He's done well there to keep the car going. Needed a fast stop to do it, but fast repair rather. Right, let's go through the standings. I'll find that button somewhere down here. There we go. Right, so round 21, your race winner was Miguel Freitas, imperious as ever, who won for Impulse Racing. His teammate Wobbly came home second. Third was Stephen Walker for Hydro Race Geodesic Racing White, and that rounds out the podium. And then we've got Gary Craig, who finished fourth for BSTV. Sam Blees fifth for Hydro Race Geodesic Racing White. Good points for Hydro Race Geodesic Racing White. I'm not sure what happened to Sam at the very start, but we'll find out later, I'm sure. Lee Bowden in sixth for Safeguard. Jamie Jeffrey for CCR finished seventh. Eighth was Alex Sevillano-Lado for Racing Forces. Tony Walker finished ninth. Carl Hardy finished 10th for Safeguard by Result. Jamie Wilson finished 11th for Team Chimera. 12th was Michael Seal for Result Clothing. Freddie Van Eekhoven finished 13th for Hydro Race Racing Forces. Matt Flannery finished 14th for Hydro Race Geodesic Racing. 15th was Fiona Siddons for Matthews Logistics with Vapors Mansfield. And Demis Tigchalar rounded out the field for Hydro Race Racing Forces. Everybody finished on the lead lap, even after the little bit of dramas. It was a very exciting race. Most of the battles were in the latter half of the field.
Yes, no, I think everybody would be well happy with that race, I think, because everybody has something to do, didn't they? Everybody had a fight on their hands. And you were either in a fight or chasing one or being chased by one.
And yeah, it's a challenging track, but I think people enjoy it. When I was watching and commentating just then, I'd kind of forgotten the track somewhat. We're just leading up to one of my favourite corners here, which is this one. It's a right-hander and it's super fast. You take a lot of curve. You can easily run wide on the left. It's technically very challenging, but it's great fun, and it leads into this little complex. Questionably, this is my least favourite turn, this one, where he's taking a load of curve there, and then running it wide onto that little red sausage curve, big red sausage curve. And then I like this right-hander here, another one where you can roll it out wide to the left, the faster line, arguably, and then you've got another left-hander, so there's some repeat corners that I kind of like, and I maybe didn't give it the right review at the start, but hopefully Stephen is going to bail to pits and do a bit of practice. It's round this corner here.
Yeah,
Keep
short
it
one
right.
in here.
Yeah, and into the pits,
Yeah.
over the flag. And then you got a bit of a run here, Alan, before you get to the cones.
It's a bit of a run in, and that could make a difference.
Yep.
Because, you know, they will be holding their speed as high as they can. They've got to keep it clean, coming into the pits and get off onto the brakes and get that pace off in no time at all.
Yeah, I think we'll see a lot of people doing practice pits here. It's not easy because you're off the natural line. You've got to turn it in sharper than you would normally. Some might end up snapping at the wheel and losing the back end of the car. It's easy.
It's tense, isn't it, Pete? You know, people come in the pits. It's tense. You know, you're kind of getting on whatever the time of the race is, but it's you know that everybody else is going to be doing great pit stops around you, and the pressure's on for you to do a good pit stop, because if you don't, you're just losing a load of time against your competitors.
Yeah, definitely. I love this fast right-hander. It feels brilliant, doesn't it?
It's you've got to take it quick, and it forces you to go fast, doesn't it? Yeah, it's exhilarating. It's a bit of a roller coaster, I think. It reminds me of that kind of. There's inevitability about it because you've really got to just plant it and go.
Yeah. Wobbly taking the quick route. He can't be bothered with the rest of the track. You know, that's old hat, really, isn't it? He just wants to practice this.
It's a bit of a Dadaist.
Yeah.
That's definitely Dada there.
He's trying to find his braking point to get down.
Did he brake in time?
So
it's worth working out because you know it's a long run into the pit, isn't it? So you want to put off braking as long as possible, but it's easy to carry it wrong. You don't want to carry it wrong, do you?
No. And we've seen some races dictated by the pit stop in terms of race position this season. I think the 35% fuel has been excellent, which is, I don't know who dreamt that up in the fellowship, which is the group of people from the league who come up with the changes each season. But it's it's been brilliant. Right, let's go to the grid.
I agree with you, Pete, and it's made the pit stops a real feature of the races.
Yeah, Michael Seal. Michael Seal is your pole man. I've got to do this quick. Jamie Wilson off second. Third is Carl Hardy. Tony Walker off fourth. Alex off fifth. Jamie Jeffrey off sixth. Lee Bowden off seventh. Eighth is Sam Blees. Ninth is Gary Craig. 10th will be Stephen Walker. Wobbly will go off 11th. 12th was our race one winner, Miguel Freitas. I've now lost the button that I'm supposed to press to get the rest. There we go. 13th is Freddie Van Eekhoven. 14th is Matt Flannery. Fiona will go off 15th and Demis will go off 16th. Let's find ourselves somebody to follow. Let's change.
What a grid.
I know. Let's change who we're looking at. Here we go. Lights all ready. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Held for a while, actually, and then we're away. Tyre smoke in the background at the back of the field. Everybody seems to be away quickly.
Michael's got a good start. Jamie's done a good, efficient start. Crikey. Oh, side by side with Tony.
Alex Lado is the only one on the screen that's safe at the minute. And look at Lee Bowden, look at that. Is he going to make it work? No, he's not.
Oh, crikey.
Sam Blees has got him, but Carl Hardy and Tony Walker having a bit of a ding-dong here.
Right from the get-go.
Yeah.
Neither of them's given an inch, and they've got cold tyres, and there's tricky bits of track coming, but nobody's given an inch.
No, we're about 8 wide behind, I think, as well. That's back here.
Oh, glorious sight that is. Oh,
and everybody's through. Look at that, 2 wide. This looks
beautiful.
This looks like the formation lap on an oval race.
No, it's brilliant.
Gary Craig has been lifted out of the corner, has he? No, he's going round the outside. Oh my God.
That was a great shot. You got a real sense of the speed.
Yeah.
You didn't get it in that other shot. You don't know what was going by. It looked like they were just cruising on. Then you get that incredible shot of the speed they're actually going at doing this stuff.
Oh, that's an impulse car out wide. I think that was Wobbly. No, I think that was Miguel, actually. Right, so someone's going slow here. I'm not sure who it is, but I think it might... Oh, there we go. Michael Seal.
Michael.
That must have been who it was, or who caused the slowing.
Trying to make a safe rejoin.
And he's done it. That's a good recovery.
Okay.
I hope he didn't hit anything. It didn't say on my screen that he did, so hopefully that
Fingers
car's
crossed.
clean, yeah.
Yeah, fingers crossed. So he's back in the race, and what a race it started off as.
Yep. Oh my God. Too wide through the kink, Gary Craig and Lee Bowden. That was
Tony Wilson, is that Tony?
sphincter tensing stuff.
With the
Sorry?
purple lap. Is that Tony with the purple lap?
No, that I think is
it's
Jamie Wilson.
Jamie.
Yeah. Alex Lado going slow. Why is that? No, he's not. It's just everybody else is going fast.
Sam's into third.
Yes, he is, but he started nearer the front. Tony Walker has just decided I've had enough of all of this. Or he's got a slow down. It doesn't say he's been off track, but he's given up.
He was doing so well.
Well, this might be a tactic for him. He may find he's going to do better by staying out of the trouble, but he found a bit of trouble in Michael Seal there. Right. Gary Craig, for all that he's moved forward, he's kind of moved back a little as well. He's under fire here from Miguel. And Wobbly's now in there as well.
Everybody's under fire, Pete.
Unreal, this.
Look at it. Everybody's under fire.
Yeah, they really are. That is Stephen Walker with no front fender.
Oh, now then.
So
if anybody can manage that, he can. He'll be fine.
Yeah, that'll affect the front end grip, though, definitely. Alex Lado starting to close down Jace. I wish I wouldn't do that. Jamie Wilson.
It's not enough to make Stephen think of coming in the pits, though, is it?
No. I wouldn't have thought so. He probably doesn't even know it's happened. Not yet, anyway. That's the whole field in shot there, and we're on lap 3. Completely together still. No separation, really.
High balls out, a lot of them.
Yeah. Gary Craig on Jamie Jeffrey. Can he get this done? The outside line here is faster. That outside line, you get tons more momentum than the inside line, and Gary might be compromised by those two impulse cars. They're like sharks. Yes. Look at them.
No, they are. Look at them. You can see them licking their lips. Jamie, I can well understand why Jamie wants to keep well out of the way, to be honest. So that's giving him a piece of ginger.
Yeah. Alex Lado is challenging for the lead up here, or he was. Jamie Wilson has fended that off. Oh, hang on. This doesn't look good. If it'll replay at all. Something's happened back here. We must have just missed this off shot. We were looking at the bit of track just a little bit further ahead. Matt Flannery.
Oh,
no. Right.
Poor Matt.
Oh, everybody's at it now. So.
Well, it's just so easy to get it wrong there.
Yeah, Stephen Walker.
Slight misjudgment, and yeah.
Stephen Walker had got the position off Miguel, and Miguel decides I'm having that back. Look at the car control he's got. That's obscene.
Yeah,
it should be illegal. Lee Bowden gets his brakes all locked up ahead. This is all happening on a replay, but we're a couple
There's a lot of pressure on out there at the moment. You can feel it. There's tension.
You can. So Jamie Wilson still being the wall of Elantra. That's wide. I don't know how far wide you have to be before you get a slowdown. There is a slowdown out there, I'm pretty sure. Look at the state of this. Gary Craig still defending.
Oh, 3 wide.
Now, Gary should get a good run here because he's on that outside line, and Wobbly will get relegated, I think, because Jamie Jeffrey now will have a good run. He'll have some good pace. If Gary can move left, he'll give the toe to Jamie Jeffrey as opposed to Wobbly, but he's staying right for some reason. He's probably giving the toe to the slower car in order to balance them out into this corner. That's good tactics. That's good tactics. What a tactician. Look at this mob here behind. Oh, my God. It's like 7-year-olds playing football, this.
Oh,
I'm trying to keep an
goodness
eye on the
me.
top spots because Alex Lado is putting so much pressure on Jamie Wilson. Look at that. That's Freddie Van Eekhoven's Audi back here, fighting with these guys as well. I know I've been on Chopper Cam for a long time, but it was worth it for sure.
Wow.
And I do think that Stephen Walker is suffering because of the front of that car now. He's not making the forward progress that we usually see.
No. Wouldn't surprise me at all if that was, maybe there's even more damage than we know.
Yes, and I'm not besmirching the rest of the field when I say that. Everybody's pretty quick. It's just usually he's making his way through.
Though his lap time isn't looking so dusty.
No. So, overall winner at the minute, you could argue is Sam Blease.
He's 1.5 seconds off Jamie Wilson. His last lap.
Yeah.
That's not good.
Gary again.
Look at this, it's so tight.
Yeah, defending from Wobbly. But Wobbly's got a much better run through there this time. Worked it out from what he did wrong last time, I would suspect. Jamie Jeffrey, what a legend. Defending all the way up the field here. Lee Bowden, look at him go, look at him go.
Oh,
Look at the overspeed he's got on the cars in front of him. That's
fantastic.
mighty. Right, now we've got... I want to see what the battle box says. I think it'll say everybody for first place or something. Everybody for 5th at the minute. So the top 4 must have got away and... Oh no. Alright, we got 3rd.
Oh,
Gee whiz. Nice overtake from Alex Lado. That's lovely. Sam Blease.
Jamie did well to hang on to his car.
He did. I'm going to have to go...
Almighty twitch, didn't it?
Yeah, I'm going to have to go chopper here because Sam Blease wants that
it's right
position.
in there, just lingering with intent.
Yeah. Carl's doing well to stay together with this lot.
Like, this is fantastic, isn't it? But there's a bit of toe out there, I think.
Right, so that group of 4 at the front there, they've now been caught by Wobbly, and he's dragged Gary and Miguel with him. Oh, here we go. Here we go. Right, we've got some dissenters. So that's Wobbly and Gary to pit road. Nobody else. Oh no, Stephen Walker has followed. Hang on, let me find a camera where you can actually see what I'm talking about. Right, thankfully, Stephen Walker has jumped into the pits. Hopefully he knows that he's got damage and he can use his fast repair. This is clearly the very earliest that you can pit. Yeah, and he's fast repaired his car.
9 minutes 45.
Yeah, we did see this last time when we thought it was early and it wasn't.
It worked out as a reasonable strategy in the end.
Yeah. Just drop the track map on. Alex Lado, good effort, mate. And Miguel Freitas at the back of this queue here.
Leading the field in his second race.
Yeah.
That's brilliant doing, because he's had to hang on to his pace. Where they are, lap 6. He's been at the front because he got a great position on the grid. But he had to get into the front position, and his pace for 6 laps is hold off.
Oh!
No!
That was Miguel into Carl Hardy, but I don't know. We'll have to see that again.
Gave his rear wing and ding.
Did Carl Hardy come across the front of Miguel, or did Miguel just wipe him out? There's a bit of distance between the 2 cars. I've got to say that's Miguel getting a wobble on the way into the corner. That's my take on that.
Yeah, I don't think the car was under control. He was just running on, wasn't he?
Where is Miguel? So Miguel down the side here. Got a wobble there. You can see him counter steer it.
I'm not sure that Carl knew he was there either.
Well, Carl wouldn't expect it. He was away back. I'm gonna have to biopsy this one and watch it again. I'm just gonna
he was there, wasn't he?
do a bit of that and do a bit of this, and we should see it from a better angle.
Yeah. Carl would never have known he was there.
No. Yeah, I think that was. And Miguel has just gone to pit road.
Oh no!
Well, that'll be to service his car and get fast repair from whatever damage was incurred.
Yes.
And Gary Craig still ahead of Wobbly. And that is Miguel just behind them both. So we'll have to see what happens with that come the end of the race. Right, we've got some gaps now because of people pitting. But I think they'll disappear again once everybody's pitted, as it were. Sam Blees, look how fast Jamie Wilson came around that corner there. We've got Sam Blees closing Alex down now.
I don't know if this might open them up a little bit, you know, Pete.
You reckon?
Well, I think they were definitely tailgating each other and getting a little bit of tow. I know it's not massive anymore, but I think they were getting a little bit of tow and it was keeping the field together just that little bit. And I think now that they're all separated with gaps appearing because of people in the pits, a bit of air between the cars, we might just see gaps appearing that will be reflected after the pit stop.
Yeah.
We'll see.
Let's have a look back here because these three are still together. That is a massively bashed up Demis Tinchellar Audi and about to get overtaken by Matt Flannery. Or is he? No, he's not. Lovely move to defend the position into the pits. Carl Hardy, I think, was within two minds as to whether he was overtaking, undertaking or pitting. So Demis to pit road. He'll get that damage fixed on a fast repair. Carl Hardy decides I'm keeping in this because I can overtake Matt Flannery, or can I? That Honda is really fast, isn't it?
Yeah, well, yeah, and clearly Carl's car didn't pick any damage up in his little rumble, so
no,
that's good. He's got pace. He's not slow.
No, and Alex Lado still leads. He's picking up points for leading laps, which is impressive.
Yeah, no, it's fantastic for him. And well deserved because he's holding Sam off. I'm sure Sam's not bothered and he's comfortable and having fun.
Yeah, that was a really nice time. Ooh, crikey, blimey. I was going to say nice time to pop out, but there was definite contact there.
So, you know, Alex is doing a fine drive.
He is. He's about to get relegated into second, but I think he's let that happen looking at the behaviour of the car.
Well,
it was getting a bit hot in there, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Oh.
To be honest, do you want
what's this?
Handley sitting on your boot?
What is this?
Oh no.
This is Lee.
No.
Oh, technical issue.
Oh no.
Has to be. He didn't even attempt the turn, so something has gone wrong for Lee. That's a shame. Massive shame. Oh, I wonder what that is. There was no.
Doing so well.
Wasn't even a twitch from the car though, which makes me think it was something.
Straight on, wasn't it?
Yeah. Alex Lado.
We've seen that before. We've seen cars do that before. David is had that.
Yes. Yeah. So Alex has gone to pit road on his scheduled stop.
Oh, that's a shame because he was out playing a blind then. He was doing really well. He did great in the first race and he was quitting so very well in the second.
Yep.
It's great when they get, you know, drivers come in the league and they click straight away. They've got great pace. They get the racing. They get the kind of attitude and mentality of the racing that we've got in the great attitude that we've got in the league between the drivers, and they just slot right in. It's always gives me pleasure that people just fit right in. You
Look
know,
at that Veloster. Look at the speed of the Veloster.
No,
that's a bit naughty.
No.
Oh! Wobbly's going to face the race stewards if he carries on running people like that. And that's Gary really fighting for this. If there was 1,000 people watching...
He wouldn't have enjoyed those donks.
Yeah. This is going to end in tears. This will end in tears if they carry on like this. But Gary's absolutely fighting it. Look at that. I know Wobbly was probably letting him go there by the behaviour of the car, but it's very exciting to watch.
This is fantastic racing.
Yeah. I think Wobbly wants a clean overtake here, and he's getting it now. Can Miguel follow him through the corner? No, he can't. Hopefully it's not a Carl Hardy situation. Oh, Gary, it's a bit sideways.
He's right on the edge of his... Absolutely right on the edge.
Yeah, his grip levels were leaving him. Jamie Wilson and Jamie Jeffrey.
Doesn't he? Thing is, you know, Gary's giving it absolutely everything he's got to live with these guys like this.
Yeah.
And, fantastic driving.
Yeah, Team Jamie are in the pits. Jamie Wilson's leaving first, obviously. So Jamie Wilson's coming out in 4th place of all the people that have pitted. And that is Stephen Walker bearing down on him very, very rapidly. At the front of the field, Sam Blees is out here on a little holiday of his own, with Freddie Van Eekhoven in 2nd, and Tony Walker in 3rd, being pursued by Michael Seal. Carl Hardy is next in line. A bit beaten up, he would argue. And Matt Flannery after that. Wobbly is the first car that's pitted, and he's got company.
Sam's comfortable. He's doing 49.4s. He's just in his happy place, isn't he?
Yeah, he really is. That was his fastest lap last time round, actually, 49.4. These guys back here are doing 1 minute 50s, so it's not benefiting them yet on Sam Blees. Sam's going to have to run it long now, isn't he, Alan?
Yes, well, it's a self-selector, I think.
Yep. I mean, if you're pitting anywhere near the 20-minute mark, you're not on a strategy, as it were. You've cut the race in half, fine, but you're not going to get one advantage or the other. We've seen it before. Oh, actually. Oh, Tony Walker into the pits. Probably keeping it safe, like I was just describing.
Yeah, well, yeah, I mean, I would be going in. I was, you know, I would definitely be filling up when crew chief told me to.
Yeah, let's run a lap here with Miguel. We know how immense he can be in terms of speed. Wobbly's just posted the fastest lap of 1:49.2.
Oh,
look at the control through that tight right. Unreal.
I know.
I mean, that Veloster is pulling away, albeit by a tiny little margin. But Gary has a great line through that turn 2. It's been eaten up in the draft now, and Miguel may get this on the brakes, but Gary's very good as well. You might see Gary come back into view. Not this time.
I would say it's next to impossible to go side by side around there and keep it clean. You're bound to be out of the track limits as you come round, aren't you? It's just physically unavoidable.
Yeah.
So
because the car on the inside is just dominating the corner.
Absolutely. It's taking all the space. So yeah, just eased off and did the sensible thing, but they're hard at it, and you know, there's a lot of adrenaline flowing.
Tons of it, I would say. 1:49.4 from Sam Blees, but Wobbly 1:49.2. So Sam Blees' advantage is disappearing over the massive speed of these impulse racing drivers. They are fantastic to watch. Don't ever tell Wobbly I said that, but they're so quick and they're so controlled.
Yeah, it's classy driving.
Yeah,
it is in all respects, and you've got to admire, and I love that. You know, it's if you're as into sim racing as I am, you can't help but love watching drivers with that kind of quality. We've got loads of them in this league. There's loads of people in here that I love watching race because they're great racers.
Yeah. Couldn't agree more.
We're blessed, really.
So Lee Bowden is still sat in the pits at the minute, according to the screen at least. So I don't know what's going on there. I'm trying to figure out why Alex Sabelano Ledo is so far away from where he was previously. So he was leading the race.
Yeah, he was. He was. I mean, he was doing a very good job of it as well.
Yeah, he should be, in my opinion, next to Stephen Walker. So, right, his pit stop was a lot slower than everybody else's. It was like 5 seconds slower than everybody else, or 4 seconds around that.
But there you go, and that's what we were saying about pit stops, isn't it?
Yep.
These guys are so good. If you're not so good, it's going to cost you, and it's costing 5 seconds.
Yeah, that is Demis Ticcilar overtaking Fiona Siddons.
5 seconds is a long way on this track. It's hard to make it up, and it just shows you that if you don't practice your pit stops, this would be a good time to start it. Because, you need to be hot when you're in this with these, because these are hot.
Very.
They time it, don't they? They've got it down to a fine art, exactly the right amount of fuel. They practice this pit stop so they lose no time on the approach. They never overrun the line. They bang it on the line, stop. They waste no time at all. And as soon as that flag changes, boom, they're gone. And it takes some people a long time to learn to do that. With that kind of fluency that we see in this lot, because I can't do it. It's always clunky when I do pit stops.
I'm the same as you, I'm afraid. Pit stops are a bit of a problem for me. I miss my pit box. I go in the wrong pit road. That's happened before. I've crashed in a pit wall a couple of times, particularly at Daytona Road. I hit those tyre barriers too many times.
How about Spa?
Oh, don't even get me started on that. I once entered pit road in an official race, and there were 5 cars sideways inside the pit road entrance, and I had nothing else to do but slam into them. You know, it was just unreal. It was a comedy of errors, but one with pitiful. You know, when you see it and you're just like, I don't believe this. I really don't. Unreal that was. What a joke. But anyway,
that's my kind of. I'm afraid I'm rather closer to your kind of pit stop. These chaps.
Me and you have a lot of fun back where we race, don't we?
We do.
Yeah. So, Alex Lado is on a bit of a run here. He's a number of positions back. This is almost the reverse fortunes of the race one. Oh, that's a bit of a touch. Nothing too much, and it was more Alex that got penalised by the laws of physics for that than Jamie Jeffrey. Team Jamie together again, Alan.
Yes. But it just goes to show you, there's tenths of a second difference between most of these drivers. We've seen how close the times are. You've only got to look at the timing screen to see how close it is over the whole field. But you get these little clumps that develop regularly because they're within a tenth of each other, rather than 3/10, and that's kind of and because they're so close week in week out, we get used to seeing them together, don't we? These little clumps of cars.
We do.
And, I think that's great because it makes for great racing. I remember the great battles that Carl used to have with Matt Elmore. Because they were racing against and practicing against each other. They could race side by side. They could really push each other hard, and they used to have a great time out there. And we see a lot of this. We see a lot of this friendly rivalry because you're racing against the same guy in the same car every week.
Yeah, I mean, I don't remember any of those races because Matt Elmore kept flashing his lights, which was like, remember Men in Black with the little machine thing that wiped the last 2 minutes of your life out of your brain. Right, let's have a look at what's going on here. So, Alex Lado is clearly out of position for where he should be because he's caught past Jamie Jeffrey, and he's doing the same thing as Jamie Wilson.
Wow, this is great driving by Alex. Clearly he's got this track sorted, hasn't he? Because he's showing some serious pace to get past these chaps.
Yes.
He's just turned past Jamie Jeffrey. Like that isn't easy.
No, and he's lining up Jamie Wilson. He's not going to try it here. Only Gary Craig would be crazy enough to try it there, and skilled enough, obviously. which is what we saw before he on Lee Bowden. Out of the toe, is he going to try and get this on brakes? Jamie
Absolutely.
Wilson's always been very good on brakes in any car, and he drives the V8 where you've got to be an absolute brake monster in order to stay competitive. So
you won't get past him by chance. You've really got to work. You have to work for it.
Yeah, too right. So let's talk us through where everybody is. I'm not sure. Well, let's just wait and see if this boils to a crescendo, but it's not going to do just yet. So Sam Blees is your race leader.
Contact.
Was there contact?
There was contact.
Well,
just
I looked
slightly.
away to try and get the controls. Well, nothing's changed, so maybe it's just
a bit of a nuzzle.
Bit of intimacy, yeah. Bit of.
That's what you were talking about.
Oh Christ! Did you hear that? That was Alex's shock absorbers deciding they didn't like that at all. Actually, he might be onto a position here. Yeah, he's done that. Wow. I mean, he's super wide there, and he's about to lose the position again, but super bravery.
No, he's going to get it.
Oh, no, he's going to keep it. Or is he? Oh, I don't know what's going to go on here.
No, he's still got it.
Let's go up
he's still with his chance. Can he? Well, this is Jamie's chance to pull it back here.
That velocity's brilliant.
Brilliant.
Yeah.
Isn't it brilliant?
Well controlled by Alex. He's going to get... Oh, I thought he was going to get shouldered out there. Jamie Jeffrey says, I'll have both of them, thanks. 2 for 1 at the sales. Is he going to manage it? Is he going to manage it? That's Michael Seal coming out behind them. Oh, God, I thought that was it. I thought it was going to be bowling night.
That was something, wasn't it? Goodness me.
Oh.
3 of them going through there. Goodness me, it's just fantastic.
And Alex, I think, is going to come out on top, and that's a complete reversal of positions from just 2 laps ago. That's unbelievable rate. Oh, hang on, we're still going here. Jamie Wilson's got a mega run on both of them, and the good line. So, or has he? Or has he?
He's going to run out of time.
He's going to run out of track.
Yeah.
Oh, it's too tight. It's too tight. Yeah.
It needed a bit longer.
This is still going to happen, though. Team Jamie side by side. Alex has managed
to... you want, isn't it?
Yeah. if racing's like knitting, then Alex has just done some crochet, because that's very neatly stitched.
48.8.
I know. What is that about? Miguel, super fast Freitas. Oh, Jamie Jeffrey got a bit of gravel. Did you see that?
Yeah, he did well to control it, and he didn't lose any space at all. He didn't lift, he just caught it.
Yeah.
Here we go.
Carl Hardy. There's only 3 cars not pit. Well, 4. Sorry, I looked down the field and saw that Fiona's yet to pit. So Lee is still in the pits and seems to be forever in the pits. Yeah, that's a shame. So only Sam Blees, who is your race leader, and Freddie van Eekhoven are stretching this out to pit as late as possible. We are 3/4 of the way through the race, I should say. Miguel is your first man, or first racer, I should say. 1 pit stop done. Wobbly, his teammate, is shadowing him, and they've dropped Gary Craig like a hot scone, who has in turn done the same to Stephen Walker.
Wow. Well, you don't see Gary dropping Stephen Walker.
Not usually, no. And I've tried to figure out why that would be. I've not got anything on my timing screens, my incident tracker rather, to say that anything happened.
Stephen had his car repaired, didn't he? So we know he carried down.
Oh, yeah, that's true. Sorry, yeah, he had no front bumper. I was thinking that was Sam. I don't know why I thought that, because he's winning the race at the minute. Or leading the race, I should say.
So I just wondered if there was more damage than he could get fixed as a quick repair.
Michael Seal has come out of the pits feeling very racy and is taking it to Jamie Wilson.
Yeah, well, they just went past in front of his nose. He was obviously he was going to try and leap on there. It's a
Yeah,
plum, isn't it? A plum of a little race going on in front of him.
I know.
And right up his street, to be honest, he's going to love it.
I feel sorry for the sponsors of all the other cars because these four, or three particularly, the two Jamies and Alex, have had such a lot of footage as Freddie Van Eekhoven puts the car into the pit box for the service. You've got to wonder how long Sam Blees can eke this out for.
Okay, I want to find these mechanics. They were fast, those mechanics.
They were. Sam Blees has got a 17.5-second lead, nearly.
How long is the stops taking?
Longer than that, but I don't know what sort of fuel saving can be done in this car. We've spoken about it before. People don't think it's possible without a caution. I can't believe it is possible without a caution. So I think we're going to have to see him come to pit road.
Yes.
Right, on board with Michael Seal.
He's Miguel's doing much quicker laps now. So he wants to be...
No, that's a bit of contact. Where is Jamie Wilson?
That's such a wicked corner.
Yeah.
It catches people out and it's really bottlenecks you, doesn't it? It's fantastic. Because everyone is approaching, they're going mad speed coming up that straight, and then they have to get up right on the brakes.
Yeah.
And there's 3 cars there already, almost stops trying to get round the thing.
And if you're Jamie Wilson at that point, you're going to feel short-changed, aren't you? Because you'll feel that was a bump and run, that you've been leaving out the corner physically. And as we were just talking about it, Sam Blees into pit road.
Right, so have you got the clock on him?
I have it. Oh, that was quick.
That was very
good grief,
quick,
that was
wasn't
quick.
it?
Now, where's he going to come out here? So that is wobbly.
Surely he hasn't put any fuel in.
He must have put a thimble full of fuel in.
Winked at Jim or something and came out.
Yeah, he's ahead of Gary, right? Gary did a very fast stop, and Sam's was even faster. So we've seen Sam Blees get a bit ropey on fuel in the past. Let's see if that's the case tonight.
Sam the Optimist.
Sam the Optimist. Let's see what
We're
he can
going
manage.
with you, Sam.
I mean, I thought he was... I don't know. I thought he might have a chance at stretching it out, but from where he started on the grid, I don't think it was possible. And I think you need that yellow flag to give you some free laps.
I think he'll be happy that he hasn't come out in front, because now you can fuel save.
Well, there is that. Yeah, too right.
And he won't need to, I'm thinking.
Yeah.
Because I can't believe he's put any fuel in.
No.
I was probably taking my petrol cap off the fuel tank.
Right, this is the battle that's been going on for such a long time. That sounds like a slow-moving car ahead of these. No, it's not. It is Freddie Van Eekhoven who is on the pace. Ahead of...
Alex is trying to drive away, isn't he? Is it?
Alex is trying
Alex
to,
is going to drive.
He's in the distance just behind Freddie here, who's doing a great job, actually. Staying ahead of Alex.
No, it's nice to see. They're really performing well.
I think the Audi has struggled here massively, and I don't know whether that's just the car. We know that Freddie's fast, that's why he's called Fast Freddie. And we know that Demis has represented well on previous races, so I think this is just a great performance from Freddie Van Eekhoven, to be honest, to get the Audi as far up the field as he is doing now. Hopefully I've not just cursed him. See the bounce on that Audi?
Yeah.
It's like a trampoline.
That would have rattled him.
That'd have taken my fillings out, that would.
Yeah, that would have known he hate that.
Right, Carl Hardy. He's on a massive recovery drive now. He's many seconds delayed after getting leaving out that corner by Miguel before.
He will be relishing the challenge of trying to fight back through the field.
Yeah. Miguel now, there's a mixed fortunes here because Carl is back in 12th, 9 places down. And Miguel is leading the field 11 places up. So
we've only got 4 minutes left.
we've only got 4 minutes left. So Miguel is your race leader once again. Those Impulse boys are so fast and talented, it's unreal. Wobbly is in second again, shadowing his teammate. Sam Blees is in third place, but he's under a lot of pressure all of a sudden from Gary. There was a bigger gap than that just 2 laps ago.
All these 49s.
I know, it's obscene, isn't it?
The rest of them are 50s. Even Fee's turning in mid 52s. Crikey, you know, I couldn't do that.
Nah, it's crazy, crazy times on the scoreboards at the minute. Stephen Walker is in 5th, up 5 places from his start position. And then Freddie Van Eekhoven, you'll find him nearly 10 seconds behind Stephen Walker. That's a big gap, isn't it? It's yeah, it's the top 5 and then the rest, if that makes sense.
But, you know, they're the people you'd pick as the top 5 if you're going to stick it.
Yeah, you definitely would.
You know, you would have picked these are the guys you pick. I'm glad to say that Gary is now running with them so confidently and so successfully. And that's just on his pure pace that he's had these last few weeks. It's fantastic to see him up there. Just, you know, it's in front of Stephen Walker and holding his place. You know, this is.
Oh, no, he's not.
Oh, he was. I cursed him. God, I can't even get the words out of my mouth. That's got to be the quickest curse in history.
Well, he's ahead of Stephen Walker. He's just now behind Sam Blees.
Oh, thank heavens.
So that was Gary's attempt at getting past Sam.
I thought that was Stephen getting by him then, just as I said it.
Yeah, I did as well. Looking back at what we were looking at a minute ago, because we have to, because Tony Walker's flashing his lights. That's going to get you 0 points in my little book, Tony. Jamie Wilson must have damage. That's all I can believe, because he's just really...
Yeah, he wouldn't be losing places like this without his
I don't think so.
bed steering columns.
Now, I do know that, like me and like a few others actually, Jamie Wilson's just done a new PC rebuild, so I don't know whether that's anything to do with it. It could well be. You don't know, do you? Right, let's have a little look further up, because up in the distance here, that was a great transfer from one camera to the other. I'm so happy with that. As a cameraman, that was just
slick.
It was just lush.
I mean, obviously you turned down Hollywood last week.
Only 4.
Only 4, because it was 6 the week before.
It was. He lied. This little group is still together. This is Alex, who at one time led the race, and Jamie Jeffrey.
Yes, what's more, he was winning it handsomely. He had fantastic pace, and he was sticking out there in front for a very long time.
Yes.
But he came out badly in the pit stops.
Michael Seal is going to get a 6 million point deduction for flashing his lights.
I think Alex can be well happy with the way he's driven, though, you know.
Yeah, and this is Jamie Jeffrey to the outside. And we've said that doesn't work, but I think he's just proved us wrong.
He's still full of fight, you know. We've had, 40 minutes of absolutely non-stop. That's following 20 minutes.
Oh, right, we're after time. We're after time.
We're after time.
So this is the last lap?
Oh, yeah, it's got to be. And where's Barney?
Don't know, but this is really on now. So these guys are going to take the white flag now, I think, because... Oh, no, they're not. They're going to take it.
Checkered flag,
taken it. Yeah, checkered flag. There we go. So, Miguel, double victory.
Well, that's answer, isn't it?
It is. Wobbly, 2 second places. Sam Blees gets himself a podium, and Gary Craig gets himself... Is that 2 fourth places? I think it might be, you know. Right, who's still racing? It's this craziness here. Alex managed to stay ahead of Jamie Jeffrey. No mean feat.
No, fantastic drive. Fantastic drive. In his second race, he led for a load of laps. and had a real fight on his hands with some very good drivers, and acquitted himself very well, I think.
I definitely think so as well. I don't know what I'm going to do for driver of the evening.
Well, it's a problem.
It really is.
Um, a lot of people have shown well.
Oh,
It's like they've all shown well.
do you know what? The racing tonight has been of such a high caliber. I
I
mean,
mean, give it to everybody.
well, you know, I don't know how I'm going to pick one. I really don't. The only indiscretion I saw was Carl Hardy and Miguel. I don't know how you balance that out, but Carl got very much relegated back. But you cannot argue with Miguel's speed and car control. Just fantastic. Just immense.
Yes.
And a double victor tonight.
A double victor.
Right then.
I had to give it to him when he was a victor in a second place. I did, because it was. But he had a harder time that night. He had to drive through the whole of the field in the second race.
Yeah.
He only had to drive through from 12 to 9.
Is that all? Okay then. So, Miguel Freitas is your race winner tonight in round 22. Double victory at Hockenheim for Impulse Racing. Wobbly kneecaps, finished in second, also for Impulse Racing. Sam Blees rounded out the podium in third for Hydro Race Geodesic Racing White, with Gary Craig in fourth for BSTV. Stephen Walker in fifth for Hydro Race Geodesic Racing White. Freddie Van Eekhoven, I lost my place on the screen, in sixth for Hydro Race Racing Forces. Seventh was Alex Savillano Ledo for Racing Forces, different team. Jamie Jeffrey finished 8th for CCR. Michael Seal finished 9th for Result Clothing. 10th was Tony Walker. 11th was Jamie Wilson for Team Chimera. Carl Hardy finished 12th for Safeguard by Result. Matt Flannery 13th for Hydro Race Geodesic Racing. 14th was Demis Ticcilar for Hydro Race Racing Forces. Fiona Siddons was 15th for Matthews Logistics with Vapors Mansfield. And Lee Bowden had some sort of issue, which meant that after just a few laps he was straight lining it in the stadium complex and registers as last, but sadly didn't manage to get round the rest of the race. Shame really, because I think he'd have been in the mix for some good point scoring, Alan.
Yes. Well, we don't like to see anybody going. I thought Lee was outstanding earlier on. He was clearly got great pace and was up for the fight. And yeah, very disappointing. We don't lose many as a general rule. And
no.
But yeah, we lost that one. But
yeah,
there you go.
Massive shame actually. I mean, Hockenheim, like I said at the start, is it my favourite track? No. I like it more after watching this race, and it's reminded me of the corners, to be honest. A few of those right-handers I feature quite highly, actually, in my favourite corners on tracks. We should do a podcast on that, me and Clive. We're going to do a podcast of the world's ugliest car at some point this year, hopefully before Christmas, because we've been talking about it for long enough now. Yeah, I'm just going to set the screen correctly for...
Are you going to do one for the world's most handsome commentator?
Well,
so
I don't want to embarrass everybody by winning it, you know.
Well, I was rather thinking I might stand a chance this year.
Oh, yeah, that was embarrassing. Yeah, I should have thought that.
You've won it for 34 years.
Yeah, this is true. Yeah. And for the 11 years that I didn't win it, that was just because I wasn't competing. But yeah,
because there wasn't any sim racing then.
Yeah. Right then, let's see if anybody's willing to talk to us. We need to press. We've not pressed this tonight.
Please wait, mate. We're racing.
And it feels wrong that I don't press it. So
no, quite right as well.
Yeah. Let's see who's
like
in.
Russ's voice, don't we?
Oh yeah, too right. So let's start off the interviews tonight with our double race winner, maximum points, maximum plaudits for Miguel Freitas. Good evening.
Hello, good evening.
Hello.
Congratulations.
Yeah, big congratulations. I mean,
Thank you.
good grief. Flag to flag in race one. A little drive in the country. No pressure at all. Um, yeah, I think you were you learning a new language or reading Lord of the Rings or something when you were doing race one?
I could have no, 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 not really. I was doing my best and just maintaining the distance.
Right.
Yeah,
I honestly thought you were going to say I was doing my finances.
I wish.
Um, good grief, you are fast. I don't know many people. Spencer McCarthy is probably the closest I would come to putting anybody next to you, and he's never won this league, and it very much looks like you've secured it with a race week to go. Not that I'm any good at maths, as everybody in this league will tell you. I can't count even if I take my shoes and socks off. But yeah, you are ultra fast. In the second race, you started from 12th because you won the first one. It was a bit of a tough race to get to the front, really, wasn't it? You had Gary Craig and Wobbly around you. You must have thought this is like wasps. You were just swatting them out of the way, and they kept coming back, and you're like, get off my drink, and I don't care if I've got a bag of sugar next to me. Get off me. But they were clinging to you like white on rice. And then there was an incident with Carl Hardy, which I mean, I attributed to you getting a bit of a twitch on whether you touched the grass or something with your right hand tyres or not. And then you romped off to a victory. I mean, good grief, super fast yet again. Did you get the fastest lap in that last race?
I don't know.
I'm looking down the timing screens. Your best lap
I
was a
think you did.
1:48.8, and nobody else got into the 48. So, you know, big round of applause for you. That is an impressive set of results. Tell us about your two races.
Yeah, yeah. Thank you for those words. Yeah, race one, as you said, it was. Yeah, I got away on the first lap, so then it was just keep working hard to maintain the distance, so in case anything happens, and it worked quite well. But on race two, it was very hard. It was very difficult to overtake in the beginning, and then I was in a fight with Weeb and Gary, and it was a little bit crazy, but all fun until I saw they were pitting together, and I decided to. I changed my strategy and I was like, okay, I'm going to stay out until the end. And then on the next lap, I had
I know
incident
you pitted one lap
Carl.
later. Yeah. I saw that. Because of the contact with Carl, I think. Yeah.
Yeah, I got some damage from that. The steering was all twitchy. I had some aero damage, so I decided to pit, and I knew I would lose the places. But
Yeah.
I'm sorry for that crash. As I said in chat to Carl, I was launching myself on the right side of the track, and when I saw he decided to change directions very late, I just turned a little bit to the right. I got a wheel on the grass. I kept the car on the right side, but I didn't have many space. I was braking way too late for having anyone in front of me, so yeah, I hit him.
Mm-hmm.
It was in the end, I guess it's my fault because it's a braking zone and I hit someone from behind very hard. So I guess it's on me. Yeah, I'm sorry for that. But yeah, after that and after the pit, I had the pace again. I managed to overtake Gary. He was struggling with his front tires on the exit of the corners while he was still lifting. I was already full throttle, so I had
Wow.
way more
Okay.
speed on the exit. And then Weeb saw me and noticed that I had some pace, so decided to let me go. And then I was surprised that after the pit, Sam wasn't able to keep up with us.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, it was a great evening.
Yeah.
And I'm I think I'm very close to winning the championship. But I was lucky because everyone went on vacations, which allowed me
Yeah, absolutely.
to get some extra points.
It's
So.
the summer season. I mean, next season might be significantly different, and there'll probably be more races each race. We often find that this is the tough one. This season is the tough one because so many people go on holiday. Do you think you'll be interested in racing again next season? I know we're talking about it a week early, but might as well get it in now. Do you think you'll be back?
Yeah, I guess I will be back, but I won't be as competitive, I would say,
Oh,
because in the winter season there is a lot more TCR leagues going
oh,
on.
there is. Yes, you're
So
absolutely right. Yeah, yeah.
so yeah, I won't be able to give so much time to this league because I really got prepared for every race this season. I was every time I got here, I had already a couple of hours of practice,
Right.
and that just helps a lot. And I don't believe I will join next season, but I don't believe I will have that many practice beforehand, so it will be harder.
Personally, I don't think you need the practice because you are so rapid. Plus, you didn't hear the collective sigh of relief from so many of the racers that are racing with you at the minute in this league. It might give them a chance. But yeah, you are super fast. I still maintain, I think that was your responsibility to pass cleanly, and Carl, unfortunately, has been spun round there on that one. But you cannot argue with your capability, your speed, how controlled you are with the car. It's been fantastic watching you, and it's great to hear that Wobbly is still scared of you and got out of the way and let you pass him because he's worried about losing his position in the Impulse Racing team. So, yeah, it's been great watching you again. Any shout-outs you want to make before we let you go and practice for the track that I've now forgotten, even though I looked at it literally 5 minutes ago?
Bazooka. It's
Thank
Bazooka
you.
next time.
Thank you. I like you even more now. Miguel's just bailed me out of not knowing which track we're at. Anybody you want to shout out to?
Yeah, the same people as usual. Impulse Racing, everyone there, especially DCR guys. We've got back again and with a mega setup, so that's always great. And then you guys and everyone responsible to running this league. And yeah, and everyone racing, by the way. Everyone is very respectful, and yeah, it's been very nice.
Awesome stuff. Well, in that case, we will look forward to seeing you at Suzuka next week, the same time as tonight. Miguel Freitas, everybody.
See you next week.
Yeah, good night, Miguel.
Have a good night.
Ooh, cut him off at the end of that little sentence there. Never mind. He'll forgive me at some point in the future. Wobbly is showing other people his screen. Don't bring him in just in case it's somewhat naughty.
Could be his etchings.
Well, etchings it might be. So we're gonna surprise Fiona Siddons by bringing her in early. Good evening, Fiona.
B.
Good evening.
How are you doing? Let's see. Where did you finish in race one? You finished one off last. Demis was behind you, but you were only 50 odd seconds off the lead and still on the lead lap around here at the Hockenheim ring. Nearly forgot where we're at. I nearly said the Hungara ring. Do we even have that on iRacing? I'm not even sure.
Yes, it's one of the new ones.
Is it really? Right, okay. Well, you know what I'm like for my memory. I'm just terrible. We saw some great racing from you tonight, keeping pace with people, actually fighting people for position. And yeah, how did you find Hockenheim?
In practice, I just couldn't hook up with the circuit, and then qualifying didn't really hook up with it. Then in the races, I went past and had all night, and ended up with 2 X's over the night.
Okay.
Oh, yeah, really good.
I think that
Yeah,
might
well,
be...
you know, what did you? Only 50 seconds. That's amazing.
It is,
Yeah,
yeah.
I said in chat when we finished the race, 50 seconds off Miguel.
That's impressive.
Take that.
Yeah, that's really impressive, Fee. Goodness me.
That might get you a bit back up the Sir Alan's Safe Driver Award leaderboard, because at the minute you're basically on the same points as Demis, 0.01622 incidents per corner, and he is on 0.1613. We're talking finite margins here, right? Of course. But yeah, it's very close. You may even advance a bit further. Who knows? I don't know what Gary did in terms of incident points. He seemed to have a very clean and clear race. But that seemed to be a race that you did well in, to be honest. That is sort of competitive
I thoroughly
position.
enjoyed it.
Good.
Yeah.
Good. And that's what this is all about. You know, thoroughly watch you racing tonight. You've got such a nice looking car. Are you going to race with us again next season, do you think?
Yes, definitely.
Oh, good.
Definitely
Good.
be back next season.
Yeah.
Might not be here every week next season because hockey season starts. There'll be odd Wednesdays when it's an hockey game,
Right.
and I've got 2 weeks in Salou in October. So
Wow, that's nice.
It's it drums, banging the drum. It's banging the drum with feet at the
yeah,
hockey.
definitely banging the drum. Yeah.
Right. Okay. Very good. And
Freezing cold. I don't know if you can do it, to be
no,
honest.
no. Which type of hockey are we talking?
Ice hockey.
Ice hockey.
Yes.
All right.
Big ice hockey.
Well, I still follow ice hockey, NHL. I used to go and watch the British leagues as well, with Manchester Storm as they were back then, and then they turned into.
They still are.
Right. Okay. I thought they turned into Manchester Phoenix.
We call them Manchester Shower. That's the Manchester Phoenix. That's in there in the
Elite
league below.
Oh,
Yeah,
the league
no,
below. Right. Okay.
Yeah.
Right, okay.
Yeah,
Oh, well.
Manchester Storm still in
It's
the elite.
Sheffield. Is it Sheffield you support?
It
Yeah.
is, yeah.
Right.
Steelers, is it?
Steelers, yeah. No, good
Yeah.
stuff. Great performance, very controlled, and clearly very safe. Anybody you would like to shout out to before we let you go and practice for Suzuka?
Yeah, Carl for the setup as always. You guys for putting it on, and everybody who races and people who give the time up to watch us.
Good stuff. In that case, we will see you next time out. It doesn't matter how many races you do or don't do in future seasons. It's always great to have you racing with us. In that case, have a great evening, and we'll see you next time. Fiona Siddons, everybody.
Yeah, see you next week, guys.
Great.
Cool, right. There's a few more people in this booth now.
Yeah.
I think they've suddenly realised that they can actually have an interview. We're going to lower the tone now.
Not good.
Don't know what that was, but I'm blaming Wobbly for it because he's in the booth. Good evening, Wobbly.
Hello, Pete.
Hello. That was very tame. What's going on?
Thank you.
Okay.
I'm probably lowering our tone, so I just.
Oh, right. I see.
I know
Yeah,
the
okay.
tone.
Yeah. Is Noah okay now?
Yeah, she is.
Yeah. Good. That's
Yeah.
good.
I hit her with a rock. She sleeps.
Oh, right. Yeah. That unconscious sleep of hours and hours. Yeah. Brilliant. Okay. We'll pretend that was never said. Anyway, so I've got to select you on the thing. Just a minute.
Yeah, can you put him on the thing?
Yeah, I've put him on the thing now. It's fine.
Put me on the thing.
Yeah, you are thinged up. Pretty boring tonight, to be honest. Only 2 second places, so not very good. You've proven that you are still scared of Big Mig because you had to finish behind him twice. We saw you let him go in one of the races. And
Yeah,
you
was
were
planned.
very slow, which is a complete lie because you are extremely fast. You got through the field cleaner than Big Mig did, because you
Yeah,
didn't-
but
you
we
didn't
already
nerf
discussed.
Carl
We
Hardy.
just no wait. We discussed this incident with Carl, and it's
Right.
all on Carl. And we told
It's really
Carl, so-
not. It's really not.
It's completely on Carl. Gary agrees. Carl agrees. Miguel agrees. We all settled in that it was on Carl.
Okay, Pinocchio, if that's your take on it, then fine.
Okay, wait. Switch Gary and ask him if it's on Carl or if
Well,
it's
he's
on Miguel.
going to be interviewed in a minute, so we'll ask. We'll
Oh
ask
wait,
Gary.
switch Carl then.
What?
No, that's fine.
It's
It's all on Carl.
It's really not. Anyway, you clearly very quick, and you can clearly make very good setups. A for Miguel because he beat you, and B for the Civic because you finished first and second in both races. A very calm and controlled approach to the second race tonight, in my opinion, from you. You pitted at the same time as Gary, which I didn't expect, to be honest. I thought you'd last out a bit longer. I knew Gary would probably go in early. I don't know whether that helped or hindered his front tyres. We'll find out from him later. But tell us about your 2 races because, they were pretty boring.
Yeah, well, the first race I really had a bad start, and I got caught up between I think Sam and Steven. I can't remember. No, Gary. Gary and
Gary,
yeah. And so then Steven was like, "Well, I'll pop my way. I'll let you go." Oh no, that was the second overtake. And Gary slided a little bit and just sent him in, and it was fine. And then I completely sent it off do the hairpin on Steven. I kind of overshot,
Yeah.
but he just stood still on the apex. I don't know what he was doing.
I caught the aftermath of that particular incident, and I said to Alan, Wobbly's bound to get some sort. He's got to give the position back because that must have been a send, and it really wasn't. You did go wide at the exit, but Stephen seemed to park it, and I didn't understand why. It was really inexplicable.
It was weird because he was on Discord and telling that he didn't grab up or something. Because the hairpin was weird all evening. It felt completely different than it was on the officials and all the practices we did. And I think that caught off our guard a little bit.
So what you're saying is that I improved the race tonight because I chose the opposite time of day. Is that right?
Oh, did you mess up? Oh, I didn't realize.
No,
did you know?
No.
Fun fact, Pete. Did you know, like, the sun, like on the officials, the sun goes under, like when it goes down, it goes down at the hairpin.
And what happens in these leagues?
Oh, well, and you know what happens if you do the morning race? It comes up at the same spot. You're watching the sun go. Super weird.
Oh, that's funny.
No, I was like, oh, no sun glare. I didn't want to tell you that. It's like, oh, no sun glare, because it was super annoying when you did the officials.
Yeah.
And then like the sun comes up at the same particular spot, like towards the hairpin, which makes no sense at all.
So the sun rises and sets at the same end of the track.
Yes.
iRacing, you need to sort that out.
So that's quite funny. But the second race, first race was, to be honest, I had to overtake Gary and I had to overtake Steven. And after that, I think I had a little bit more pace than Miguel in the first race. But I already had my deficit behind him, which was too big to gain. Because I think like I was a tenth, maybe two quicker. And then on the second race, it was quite hectic. The first 3 laps.
It looked
and
horrendous.
what happened, like a couple of people were braking really hard in turn 2.
The sharp right-hander, yep.
Yeah, so you got turn 1 and then you got turn 2 and you go right and then left again. And it caught me off guard a couple of times. I had to park the car on the apex and then Miguel came by me again and I overtook Miguel again and it was pretty weird, chaotic. And then I saw a gap like 0.8 seconds. I was like, yeah, I'm quicker than that. And it was lap 5 and then figured that I'd be better off pitting. But as soon as I entered the pit, I realized that I didn't click off my tires and I haven't clicked on the fuel. So I didn't realize how much fuel I needed, so I had to do that manually while I was driving into the pit.
I thought iRacing did auto fuel now.
Yeah, but I misclicked that.
Oh, sorry, that's what you misclicked. Okay.
Yeah. So that was off, and I had to turn that on. And then I saw the amount it wanted to put in. It was too much, and it put 11 in, and I wanted to put in 9. And, it was all coming together pretty nicely. And then I was just following Gary for a while. I think I knew we were quicker, and then we were having some fun on track.
Yes. We saw that, didn't we, Alan?
Yeah, it was exciting still.
That was.
Yeah, it was. To be honest, it looked a bit chaotic, but it was quite controlled. It was quite controlled because we were laughing about it while it was happening.
Yeah, it looked great, Wobbly. Honestly, it's fantastic racing all evening, the whole length of the circuit. Everybody's been having a great time. It's been so close though and tight, hasn't it?
Yeah, it was good fun. And then after I cleared Gary, Miguel came through as well, and I saw Miguel slowly coming up to my rear. I think like a tenth and a half, maybe a tenth per lap, and then I missed my brake marker on turn 2. And he was so close, like, oh fuck it, I'll get it out of the way. He's in the championship anyway, and I missed 2 rounds, and I'm probably gonna miss another round. So I was just here for the racing.
Apologies to the people watching for the language, but does that mean you're not here for Suzuka?
I don't know yet.
Oh, you don't know yet? Okay.
No. So I might not be here, but so that and again it's fine. And so Miguel, he settled his lead, and now he's probably champion already. And
I said that to him, and he was a bit hesitant. But I think unless his car spontaneously combusts, from now to the end of the season, then it's his, really, isn't it?
Yeah, and towards the end, I found the pace I had. I think I did something wrong with the brake bias during the race, and I changed something while I was driving, and that worked better. But yeah, I didn't want to attack Miguel anyway, so I kept the gap at, I think, 0.7, 0.8. And the last 2 laps, I was just swirling around on the straights, flashing my lights, hoping that you would catch it and annoy you.
No, I wasn't watching you.
Oh, damn.
But yeah, very impressive racing tonight. It's clear that you got some team orders and got told if you don't give up the position, you're fired. Hopefully we will see you at Suzuka, because it's always good to have you in the races. It creates a lot of drama, and having somebody else at the very, very front of the field, which is where you usually are, to be fair, is always great. Anybody you want to have a shout out to before we let you go?
Well, Sir Alan, not you.
No, never me.
Miguel for winning the races. He did a good job. I'm glad he survived 2 weeks without me having giga setups, and now he's back. And you can definitely tell when we pull away 5 seconds, it's just a setup.
Yeah, of course it is. Yeah, okay, whatever.
Impulse guys and the guys in Discord, it was fun as well. And I really apologize to Fiona because I had a little outburst against her because she was breaking at a particularly weird spot, and I already showed her like, please don't do this again. Sorry to her again.
Okay, well, thanks to Noah, and you'll have to pass my hellos on to Noah and to Bo and to Ifya. No thanks to you, and we'll see you maybe for Suzuka. Wobbly kneecaps, everybody.
So.
Yeah, catch you guys later.
Good night, Wobbly.
Cheers, Harry.
I was going to say, is he going to flush himself? But he did. Okay, right, next into the booth. Who's still in there that needs to chat?
Alex.
Alex. Yeah, we'll talk to Alex eventually. Next into the booth, we're going to bring in Gary Craig. Good evening.
Good evening.
Hey.
I'm going to just sort out some stuff first, because I've got like screens and stuff that are new.
Screens and stuff. Oh, it's got screens and stuff.
Shocking, isn't it? Shocking. So, your sponsors did very well tonight because you were on the screen quite a lot. There was a wonderful sequence of turns with you and Wobbly in the second race. First race. Where did you
First race was boring. It was fine. First race we all just followed around in the order we qualied.
So you got almost no footage in the first race, because all the action was, I would say, from 9th onwards.
I even said that mid-race in the first one. I said, I hope there's more stuff going back in the field for the broadcast.
It was brilliant. Honestly, the first race was brilliant for us, not for you.
Nothing happening at the front. We all just kind of had a second and a half gap between each other, because that's how fast we were.
And then the second race happened. So talk us through that, because that was pretty exciting, and you were on screen a lot.
Yeah, it was fun. I struggled a bit for pace tonight. At this track, which is a little annoying because I do like it. I'm used to do okay around here, but the Honda was just mega. Like, all of us in the Veloster were struggling a bit. I don't think we ever quite got a setup that worked. But early on, I had to avoid Lee, I think, braking quite early on the inside. So I moved to the outside. Me and Wook touched very lightly. It was a 0x, but apparently ripped both of our bumpers off.
No, just his.
Just his. But my steering was bent by a few degrees. So
these cars are made of tinfoil at the minute, aren't they? They really are.
It was weird for such a light contact. But so I pit as soon as I could at the end of lap 5.
Well,
got the fast repair.
Even with Miguel saying that he only just touched Carl, which obviously he didn't. He mullered him. Steering was off.
Carl drifted aimlessly to the right as if there was no one coming.
That's what happened?
That is exactly what happened.
Do you not think that Miguel still had half a car's length behind him before he got into the braking zone?
Carl was so slow, and then he just meandered across. Killed himself.
That really is not what happened.
Didn't use his indicators. Typical BMW driver.
Yeah, it's not an Audi though, is it? Or a BMW? Yeah, totally. So, and then you got further into the race. You and Wobbly pitted at exactly the same moment. I don't know whether you were chatting to one another, but Miguel ended up having to, because he had an inappropriate contact with Carl.
No, that was teamwork from Carl.
It didn't do you any good, because Miguel still won. You then set out to dominate all of the footage for most of the race that followed that.
Yeah, I mean, Wobbly pitted at the same time as me. I knew I was pitting then because I had the damage, but yeah, we were behind the pack at that point. We just caught them up and it made sense. But he hadn't set his pit stop up, so he was at kind of growing into the pits, trying to turn his tires off, trying to set the fuel right, trying to do all that stuff. So actually, he lost a couple of seconds when I got out in front of him, which was a bit of a surprise. I think Wook lost about 5 seconds as well. Miguel lost a couple of seconds through that crash and coming to the pit. So I actually came out in front of all of them. Other than, and Miguel, because I ended up holding him up. So I was a bit surprised to be in front of the pack at that point. But then Wobbly decided he would start pushing, like when we were side by side, driving right on the straight. So when we got around the next corner, I was still side by side. I pushed him left.
We saw that. That was class. That was very good racing and very entertaining.
I was surprised because he got the move done around the outside at turn 2, and then I just got
but
the
he
side
slowed
draft.
up.
Why he didn't. I had side draft and just drove past with the side draft.
What?
So I managed to hold the inside and stay side by side.
Was just a NASCAR thing.
It's mega in these cars. It's better than the draft. If you can get that close, it's better than the draft, the side draft. It was crazy at Daytona as well. It's great. But I was surprised we stayed side by side for so long because even when he got it done again after that, he just stopped on the apex of the next corner. I still went around the outside. So it was just, I thought that was done after turn 2 and we were still side by side like half a lap later.
Yeah, it was great to watch. We were watching it for ages. It was a blast, wasn't it, Alan?
Oh yeah, it's great. That main base tonight was just non-stop exit, fantastic. The whole length of it, everybody was involved. It was a fantastic racing. You were so close for so long, There was even at the end, there was only 50 seconds between the first man over the line and Fee at the back. So tight.
Yeah, it's a fun track to race, this one. I know a lot of the guys obviously saying stuff in the Discord chat there that seems like everyone enjoyed that. So it was it's a good track.
Yeah,
it was a good track to race on. A lot of people had some good battles there by the looks of it. Like I wasn't expecting to have a little bit of a battle with Sam at the end there, but he got his slowdown, so that made the last couple of laps interesting as well.
Yeah, and no Stephen or Sam in the chat tonight, so we can't speak to them.
They both had to run off early.
Yeah, fair enough. But I was saying in the broadcast that this is one of your favoured tracks. I thought it was anyway. And turn 1 particularly, you kind of. I said on the chat on the broadcast that you find it hilarious because you can take a massive amount of excess track, can't you? And
ride the sausage, Pete.
Ride the sausage, yes. I didn't want to say it myself because it's a family channel, but yeah, ride the sausage and it all comes good. And another of your favourite tracks next time, Suzuka.
Yeah, I do enjoy Twisty.
Twisty
Crossy over. That's the one.
Yeah. I mean, me and you have had some good races there in GTs and in this car.
Is it going to get dark again?
I don't know. Just give me.
That was very, very fun. Remember when we went dark and there's no street light thing at that track at all, and nobody was prepared apart from us who'd raced it the week before in GTE when it did exactly that.
It was a proper YOLO situation, wasn't it? You're in it once. Yeah.
I mean, that was in like season 3 or 4. That was a long time ago.
It was great fun though. I don't know what the timing is. Sometimes Suzuka is at night because that's just what the officials do.
It's up to you because you seem to pick your own time anyway.
Well, I picked the time that was originally communicated by the iRacing gods, and if they choose to change that and not communicate it to me directly on a personalised email, then you get the original timing applied, and that's what happened tonight.
We'll make sure to hold your hand next year.
Yes, do that. Anybody you want to thank before we let you go and celebrate? Two fourth places? It was, wasn't it?
I think so. Yeah. Obviously, looking forward to next week when you've got your new PC all set up, and we'll have a flashy, fancy new stream with all the bells and whistles, and it might look exactly the same anyway. But that's not the point.
I've even bought Cat 8 cable down to my routers.
Wow.
But you just bought that because it's got cat in the name.
Yes. It's true. If I could have got Cat 8 cable with 8 cats' pictures on it, I would have done.
You can get your own customized cat cable.
Anyway,
cables. I like nice cables.
I've got to think about cats. But anyway, let's move on.
Yeah.
Go on.
Well, thank you to you two for the broadcast as ever. I'm sure it'll be entertaining to watch back. And again, just to everyone else who's been racing tonight, apart from Wobbly, because he tries to push me out of the way on the straight.
Yeah, absolutely, and well said. And we will look forward to seeing you at Suzuka, one of your favoured tracks, next week. Gary Craig, everybody.
Cheers. Thanks, guys.
Good night, Gary.
Cool. Right. Next, we will. Who finished above who in the next little exchange? We're gonna go.
Well, I don't know.
Oh, well, I know you don't even know who's in the booth.
Yeah.
We're gonna go for this boy here. So we're gonna invite in now Alex Savillano-Lado to the booth.
Yay!
Hey, all right. Let's find him on the track. There he is.
There he is.
Well, if Hydra Race are paying you for footage and advertising minutes, then you've done very well tonight because you were right in the thick of it in both races.
Yeah, I hope so because I want to watch that race and enjoy the racing because that was beautiful racing, honestly.
Honestly, it really was. You were with Team Jamie, which is the two Jamies, for the whole of the second race. I can't remember who you were with in the first one, but I fear it was yet another Jamie. It was, and it was also, I think Sam Blees and Lee Bowden for a lot of it. You were very entertaining. I think, were you the highest placed of the Racing Forces cars? No, you weren't. Freddie.
No, it was Fred.
Yeah, he was very good tonight.
Yeah.
And he did very well in that Audi, to be honest, because the Audi seemed to struggle massively. But we'll talk about that later. Why is he not in here for a chat? I don't know. Why is Freddie not in here? I don't know. But
he had girlfriend pressure.
oh, you're joking! Is he under the thumb?
Yeah.
Is he? Is he under the entire hand? Oh no, we've spoken to him before. She lets him, and I'm doing the little bunny ears thing. She lets him race. Oh my god.
Yeah.
So yeah, but we thank her for it anyway. But
Very nice of her.
very nice. Very, very benevolent.
Because we like to watch Freddie racing, don't we? I mean, the whole team has been great, hasn't it? We
It's
like
been
seeing these
fantastic.
cars on the tracks. Yeah.
Demis has been brilliant tonight in various different versions of his car. Ones with panels on it and ones with panels off it. But yeah, you did extremely well in that Veloster. It did seem to struggle tonight compared to the Honda, particularly. And the Elantra, you seem to be about equal with, to be honest. You were fighting tooth and nail, cheek and jowl, with the two Jamies. Tell us about your two races.
Sprint race. I was just battling the whole time with, like you said, Sam Blees, I think. He had some off track or something like this, and he got involved with our group. And I think I was in the pits with Lee Bowden and Jamie Jeffrey, but Jamie was so hard to pass. It was just attempt after attempt, and I couldn't manage.
Yeah.
And then the second race, I got a bad start actually, but still I managed to start overtaking. And at some point I was behind Jamie Wilson. Yeah, he was in the lead.
Yeah.
And the thing is, I had a lot of pressure from behind from Sam Blees because I know he was probably fuel saving, but he was still faster. So I was in the position in which I didn't know should I overtake or not because I was a bit quite faster than Jamie at that point in the race. But I also wanted to fuel save, but I still had pressure from behind. So I just said, I'll just go forward and see what happens. So I passed for the lead, and then I don't know what happened in the pits. I was 2 seconds ahead of Jamie, and I came last. I came out of the pits last and P10. So I went and 4 seconds behind Jamie Wilson. So I don't know. I did something wrong in the pits. But
yeah, we were talking about this in the broadcast actually. So your pit stop was 33.08 seconds, including the pit road, so the full pit lane time, and Jamie Wilson's. Where's Jamie Wilson on there? There he is. I'm trying to make my eyes work on a brand new massive screen. Jamie's was similar to yours. Jamie Jeffries, though, was a lot quicker, wasn't it? Yeah, Jamie Jeffries was 3 seconds faster. If you want to feel really bad about yourself, then Freddie's, your own teammates, was 5 seconds faster than you. Five whole seconds. Wow.
That's insane. Yeah, when he came out in front of me, I yelled.
Right.
I couldn't believe it. Yeah, I was asking him how for half a lap. I was like, how?
Yeah.
And he was just laughing.
Oh dear. If you want to feel really bad about yourself, then Gary Craig's pit lane time. He's usually very quick. Gary Craig's pit lane time was 7 seconds faster than yours.
My God, yeah, I'm a disaster, I guess.
But for us, it was great because it put you out into Team Jamie, which is the 2 Jamies, and you were thrashing it out for quite a long time. And Jamie Jeffrey would not let it go. He chased you down right to the very end.
Yeah, that was also good for me. I don't complain that my pit stop was lower because I swear it was the best battle in my life. I haven't had a better battle than that yet, just because of the nature of the cars that allows you to race like this.
Yeah.
I usually always drive open wheelers. The closest I've had battles like this
Right,
was
of course.
V8 supercars.
Yes. Which is a good time for me to shamelessly plug the race on Saturday. So V8s are on your screens, folks. On Saturday, I'm trying to figure out where we're at. We were at Willow Springs last time, which is was a new track for me, and it was a new track for other people as well. It's Oschersleben on Saturday, so you can see Alex again. Hopefully thrashing it out.
In the V8s in Oschersleben.
Yeah, it's bonkers, isn't it? Absolutely
will be bonkers.
Yeah. You can join us in the booth if you want, Alan. Oh dear. It'll be crazy either way. But yes, hopefully the V8s are giving you some, good racecraft and some understanding of new understanding of race cars, because it often does for a lot of people.
It did for me.
Yeah. It's a great car to drive. It's so entertaining. But you led laps tonight for quite a long time. And I was shocked that you weren't back at the front runners after the pits, but now we know why, because your pit stop was a lot slower than others. It's one of those situations, but such a great entertaining night from you tonight. You've clearly got a good understanding of the Veloster already, and you've only done 2 race weeks, haven't you?
Well, honestly, I still don't understand the car,
What?
Yeah, Virginia, I was super surprised. I was 0.6, 0.7 off the pole. I thought it was pure luck, but then in the race was the same or less. So I guess it was just a track that favored the car or my driving. But here at Hockenheim, I did the host session that Carl Hardy had. And I was 2 seconds off, and I couldn't figure out anything. The braking was off, just the mid corner, I couldn't handle the car. I was just losing the car everywhere. I didn't know how to brake, basically, and that is very frustrating because you lose so much time by doing so. And today in the practice session, I started to find out how, but still I don't understand many things about the car, and I struggle to be consistent because I don't understand it. So I just do what works in that moment. And for instance, tonight, feature race at the end, I started making off tracks because I don't know if my tires were gone or I overheated them, or I was just playing with the brake bias like crazy, up and down, just trying every lap different settings, because I was seeing that I couldn't really brake well. So I was just trying throughout the race what worked best. And for example, throughout the hairpin, every lap was different because I was trying, and some laps I would nail it, some laps I would completely miss it. I don't know. I still don't understand it, but I still come very fast.
Sorry, go on,
That's
Alan.
very interesting, though. Well, I think that's interesting. If you think there's a lot more to come out of the car as your understanding grows and you get a better feel for it, I think that should put the frighteners on everybody else, actually, Alex.
Yeah, I'd be terrified if I was Miguel, because that means that Alex is going to win all of the races next season. Is it front end grip that you're losing?
Sorry, what was that?
Is it front end grip that you feel you're losing?
Not really. That which is weird. Like mid corner, I try to, yeah, mid corner I lose the car from the rear.
Right.
And then, yeah, I just don't like all of a sudden, like I can brake the car pretty hard. I don't have mid corner speed basically. That's my issue with this
Right.
car.
Okay.
I don't know how to have mid corner speed, and with a rear wheel drive, I can just throttle it and compensate for that.
Yes.
But this one is like front wheel drive, so you can't really, like, my driving style is so used to rear wheel drive. Like,
yeah, you can't smash the gas, can you?
Yeah.
I would speak to Gary Craig. He's got a very, very advanced knowledge of the Veloster and how you get mid corner speed out of it. We're just watching Carl Hardy getting annihilated there. But yeah, I would speak to Gary Craig. He's the most forward of the Velosters, or is it Samblees? I can't remember. But yeah, carrying mid corner speed in the Veloster is in any of these 4 cars is key to success. Really, you're absolutely right. Anybody you'd like to have a shout out to before we let you go?
You guys, of course. Yeah, it's really fun to watch your broadcast, and I think you do a great job as a league. And yeah, my girlfriend, she supports me a lot.
What's your girlfriend's name?
Maria.
Maria. Ah, right.
Maria.
Nice. Yeah, Maria.
Hello, Maria.
Hello, Maria.
Honest name.
Yeah, we like you.
And Frederick and Demis, great guys. They're super fun to race with, and they're really nice people. They couldn't be here. Demis' mic wasn't working, that's why he couldn't join. He couldn't hear the whole race. And Frederick just had to go. So yeah, them both, and the sponsors from Racing Forces, Hydro Race, of course.
Mm-hmm.
They're great. NetLife Gaming, and the brand new sponsor we just got, iRace. It's yeah, league result hosts. So yeah, them, you, and my friends, I guess, that watch sometimes.
Yep, all good. We will look forward to seeing you then at Suzuka. We'll see you at the weekend, of course, at Oschersleben in the V8s, and hopefully you get equally as good, if not better, results there for Racing Forces. Are you Hydro Race sponsored in the V8?
Not sure. I think I am in the roster, but
all right, okay.
I wouldn't say 100%. I don't know.
Oh, okay. Well, we'll assume you are. So thanks to Hydro Race for letting Alex race, and we will see you in 3 days' time at Oschersleben. Alex Savellano Ledo, everybody.
Thank you. See you.
Good night.
Good night.
Cool stuff. And that's the end of the interviews. There was somebody else, and I don't know who it was now, but they've gone.
Oh, I was there, but I think he's probably,
right, okay.
He's got a young lady as well, of course, now.
Is he really?
Yes.
It's amazing what chloroform can do these days. But yeah, what a great night's racing. We've seen some.
I thought it would be.
Yeah.
It's been, the season's been like that, and every course that we've come to, it seems like the drivers have shown us the best side of it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And Hockenheim looked like a lot of fun tonight, didn't it?
And like I said halfway through, I didn't give this track the respect of the memories that I should have of it, because there's a lot of really good corners on this track that I do actually like, and I think it's been a while since I raced it, so
I think it's underused. To me, it's one of those
good point.
underused circuits.
It's got so many features, and overtaking can be done here. There are some tracks where it's very, very difficult, but you can orchestrate a good overtake here. So I've been thoroughly entertained by this, but we do have a decision to make, Alan. We've got to find that individual that really floated our boat tonight.
Yes.
And do you know what? I'm finding this one the most difficult of all of the races this season.
I think there's a lot of contenders. That's the problem.
Yeah. Well,
there were so many. I think everybody just shone tonight. Everybody's really put on their Best Pib and Tucker, and
Oh,
it
yeah.
seems like we had an awful lot of really great racing, a lot of great performances because of that.
Absolutely.
So how do you choose? It's down to, I don't think it's down to performance. I think it's down to just who did you enjoy the most? Who gave you the best ride? It's a lot of choice.
Yeah, Big Meg, double victory. He did do a little bit of a murder on Carl, regardless of what Gary would like me to believe. I do get what Gary and Wobbly were saying about it. He did come right across the track from the far left, but that kind of is the line. Wobbly got 2 second places, but it's Wobbly. He did do a good race though.
He did.
Yeah, Sam Blees, he had a bit of a ropey race. Was it 1? Yeah, well, I say ropey. He ended up in a bit of a kerfuffle, didn't he? And ended up 5th. He did a lot better in race 2 and kind of balanced the situation. Gary Craig, 2 4th places. Very stable, very steady. Brilliant racing with Wobbly in the second
Yeah, I had
race.
to do some really hard racing with Wobbly, didn't he? So
He did.
he certainly earned his pay tonight.
Yeah, Stephen Walker got a 3rd place, a podium finish in race 1 and a 5th in race 2. That's worth a shout. Freddie didn't do so well in race 1. Did a 6th in race 2. Alex Lado. I don't know. I think Alex's performance tonight, although consistent at 7th and 8th, or 8th and 7th, respectively, they don't light up the timing screens as such, or the result screens, but he had such good races with the Jamies, I should say. Jamie Jeffrey had great races both times. Michael Seal had great races both times. Jamie Wilson, great races both. For me, there's four drivers there that stand out that could easily have it.
Yes.
And I don't know which one to go for. I think honestly, I think it has to be Alex Savillano-Lado for me. I think his racing tonight was so shoulder to shoulder, cheek by jowl, all the way through. He kept it clean. I don't remember him doing having any contact that was naughty in any kind of way. It was just that rubbing his racing situation. For me, Alex Savillano-Lado gets my vote.
Oh, he's got mine as well.
Oh, there you go.
I made my mind up about him before the end of the second race.
Right.
I thought he drove outstanding tonight, especially in his only second race coming into this field, not used to the car. I think he's done well by his team, his teammates, and well by the league. I'm thrilled for him.
Yeah.
And he was really happy and enjoyed his racing. I was thrilled with it. I think that's great.
Wow, that jumps him from P nowhere to joint 3rd place. So, well, you could argue that's a very successful night for Alex Savillano-Lado. Honestly, I think that was a very polished performance from him. Hopefully,
yeah. Well, I
thought
thought he did great last week as well. You know,
Right.
and he got half a point last week because it was a great debut into the league. It's a tough old place to put your toe into this water.
Oh yeah, cutting your teeth here is very difficult. But yeah, what a great night we had here at Hockenheim. Miguel Freitas romped away in the first race, had a bit of a tough time in the second. A little bit of an incident part way through, but ultimately, you can't argue with the class and the speed and the finesse.
Fantastic.
Just
Absolutely fantastic, isn't it, Pete? We're blessed, honestly. You know, they're a formidable team, him and Wobbly, that's for sure.
Yep.
And they keep providing really classy, enjoyable racing. And that for them to do that, then they've got to have competition that's up there. And actually
you wouldn't
compete with
respect
them.
it so much, would you, if the competition was terrible? But it's not. It's brilliant. It's right up there.
They're turning in fantastic 1 and 2s against some of the best racers in iRacing.
Well, these are the best racers in iRacing in this car.
You know,
they are the ones at the top of the leagues in the officials.
There you go.
Yep.
You can't say fairer than that, can you?
No, not at all. you know, I never said this, but Wobbly is a brilliant driver. He's given us such an entertaining night's racing with the guy that's in front of him on the screen right now, which is Gary Craig. What a fantastic sequence of corners for about 2 laps we had there. Brilliant stuff. So, yeah, let's hope we get the same next week at Suzuka.
I haven't got a doubt. I think a lot of people, it's a fantastic circuit. It's a huge, big finale of a track. It's ideal for the last race of the season, I think.
It is.
I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah, we'll have a good deal of pomp and a soup son of stands, and we will have pomp and stands for the last race of this season at Suzuka, which will bring us.
I can feel a bubble of posh pop coming on for that one.
Let's do it, shall we? I think we should.
Yeah.
Should we just do the next one absolutely hammered? Because that would be hilarious. But we'll see.
Get me 25 years old.
Oh, why not? For me, Hockenheim has delivered in spadefuls because that was brilliant. We've seen some great racing. We've seen a double victory from Miguel. We've seen a double second place from Wobbly. It's been a massively entertaining night. I can only thank the racers that did turn up. I know it's holiday season, so people have real lives to live, believe it or not. I mean, I don't. But yeah, much respect to those that turned up. And to those that watched on the stream, and those that liked us on the stream, we like you a little bit more, because we're fickle like that. Thanks to Alan, because without Alan in the booth on these Wednesday nights, it would just be me talking nonsense at you. And I really gain a lot from hearing Alan's words of wisdom and the things that he sees that I don't, and all of the wonderful sentences and sayings that he comes out with. They're just fantastic. So thanks to you, Alan, and I will see everybody on Saturday night. No, we'll see him on Friday night because we're rerunning Brands Hatch Indy. We'll try and influence Clyde to give you some points for the race that never happened last week. But we'll see how that goes. And then Saturday is, of course, Oschersleben in the V8s, which is guaranteed to be a barnstormer of a race. So thanks to everybody again. I'll say goodnight. Let Alan say goodnight and thanks. And we will see you next time out with BSTV, everybody.
Good night, folks. It's been an absolute storm of an evening again, and we've been really gifted this season to see some outstanding races. It's the last one of this season coming up, the big finale Suzuka. It's going to be absolutely huge and gigantic and wonderful, and we'll see you there.